And we are live.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
We definitely weren't making fun of Lin-Manuel Miranda. That would be crazy.
You weren't making fun of what?
We definitely weren't making fun of Lin-Manuel Miranda.
and I told them when we went to Disney and I saw him there and
Oh,
it just kind of devolved.
I
I came right out the gate and I was like, I don't like him.
Yeah, just straight up
I don't like
I
that
hate
guy. Hope
Hate
he's
that
cool.
guy.
I still
Sound
don't know
like
who
the
that
guy
is.
from. He's from.
He's a composer
Yeah.
and a
One who did-
playwright.
Isn't that the creator of Hamilton?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Corey, I told you he did the soundtrack to Moana as well.
I thought it was Mulan.
No, definitely
No.
not. Moana.
Where did I get Mulan from then?
Because they
Both
sound
M.
kind of similar. They both have M-A-N in it.
They're both Disney princesses that start with an M. Next thing you know, he's gonna think it was Brave because of Merida.
Oh, jeez Louise. We're back and better than ever, baby.
Ayo.
Well, we're back at least.
Oh, dear.
We're back and we're still here.
We're back and we don't like Lin-Manuel.
Jesus.
I can't get over it. What's he doing there? Go away.
I possibly live action Moana thing because that's a thing that's happening, unfortunately.
Oh, Lord.
Yes,
I
because-
thought Moana 2 just came out like last year, right?
Because everybody needs to see The
Oh,
Rock
shit.
in a muscle suit.
Could also be Moana too. No, I don't think he's even
Moana
using
in a muscle suit?
No, The Rock in
The
a muscle
Rock.
suit.
I know.
I don't even think that he's using a muscle suit.
He is.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yet another person I don't care for.
Anyway, the last time we were together, The Rock is not in this, by the way. You all decided that it was about time to do a bit of an investigation on Zafira's Lighthouse. Brutus gave you a rundown as to why the bridge and everything had been destroyed previously.
Brady's.
It being haunted or something of that matter. Octavian sent one guy in. Things didn't work out too well. So they decided to just destroy the bridge and just forget about it. As you know, most responsible homeowners would do. But this group, not seemingly to be ones to let well enough alone, decided to have Brutus and the boys construct a bridge to get them to the lighthouse. You're involved in this, Malls. I'm sorry.
Do not lump me in with
To be fair,
those people.
to be fair, Zen was against it. However, we did convince them to come along.
In my defense.
I didn't hear her protest once.
What is this we were speaking of? You speaking French?
We
Going through the lighthouse,
I hate you guys.
you encountered a small little group of mechanical spiders, which everybody apparently just fell in love with, refused to destroy, and just shunted them back up into like a little pneumatic tube that they seem to be coming from. Climbing up higher into the lighthouse, you begin to discover that this was a bit of a artificer's workshop. You found a couple books. You found a rather scary chest that seemingly had a turret of biological syringes ready to fire off if somebody, tripped the trap.
Can I have it be canon that Zenith didn't actually know what artificers were and was like, what are we going to do with this stuff? Until someone's like, yeah, this would be great for Zafira. She's an artificer. And I'm like, she's an artificer?
I mean, yeah, that works.
Just like, oh yeah, definitely Zafira. She's definitely an artificer, and I know what that is.
And then because of 3 nat 20s on a group
That was
investigation run,
wild.
you found the
Oh my dice.
Malls found their dice. You found the quote unquote blueprints for basically a suit of magically powered armor.
You're done.
Which you found the blueprints and you found the prototype hidden behind a secret wall.
A half-finished prototype. It was like a
Yeah.
skeleton.
Yeah, it was like the wireframe skeleton of it, but enough for oh cool. I just got a message from Tilt. They'll be back tomorrow for all shows. But it was enough that with the blueprints and the journal that you found, it is enough for you, Zafira, to begin to research and possibly even make this armor in the future for yourself and your companions.
Hell yeah.
While all this was going on, Chloe, being Chloe, decided it was time for a prank.
Oh yeah, the prank.
Using her item,
She's gotten too comfortable around
she
here.
created Cloney, and then she went off into the adjoining stairwell, used her ability to make herself look like some sort of like dead spirit, bloody individual, and was just standing on there waiting to jump scare people. And instead everybody was jump scared by something else, seemingly clinging to the wall, probably about 30 feet behind Chloe. It then sort of just quickly ran into an adjoining room, and then you begin to hear the whirling of gears powering up. And it took a little bit, but you all decided that it's probably best not to leave this unchecked. And you went into
The wall said no.
the wall said no. You went into this adjoining room, and in the center of it was this strange mechanical whirling globe. But what caught your eye more was this ghostly spiritual individual in control of a larger one of those mechanical spiders, seemingly in a pilot seat. And he had screamed at all of you when we last left off that you were not going to steal his inventions. Let me just pop everybody back over to the map so everybody knows what we're dealing with here. And by everybody, I mean chat. So chat, here is Ghost Boy.
Just kidding.
And then Spider Tank.
Fighter tank.
Like, I think that Zafira is like, oh, we could be friends. Like, no, you're an artificer too. You're an inventor. Let's compare notes.
Are you saying this?
No, I'm saying that's like her what she thinks. What she's
You
thinking
should
right
say it. You should try to
Okay.
appeal to him.
now. Okay, but it's okay. So it's essentially that, but not those words.
If
So
she
he
does
says that
say
you're
that,
not
can
co-
I? If she's got to do a persuasion check, can I assist and be like, why would you want your inventions to hide away and just grow dust? This is one of the greatest artificer minds of this century.
And,
She can do so much.
You know what? Both of you can give me rolls.
But I'm helping her. I'm not the artificer.
Okay, so this is how I'll do it for this help here. Since you're talking your girl up, pretty much
Yeah,
acting
yeah.
as like the
My
hype man
girl.
here. Can you give me a just straight up charisma roll?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just imagining Zafira talking and then Zenith behind her with like the b-boy hat and like sunglasses and like
Bah, bah, bah.
You want me to roll a
Hold on.
okay.
I'm confused who's rolling.
All right, Malls, you rolling first, just a straight up charisma check.
I was gonna say, can I have a charisma ring?
What'd you get, Malls?
I got a 7.
Okay. Give me a second here.
It's your girl Zafira's birthday.
My God.
Well, I rolled insight on him.
Yeah.
As you're saying that, he got a 4.
Okay.
So
Jesus.
you mentioning that she is one of the more sound artificer minds of the age seems to have caught his attention.
Ooh.
So if you
Thanks.
want, Zafira,
Thanks, bruv.
Thanks, bro.
you can go ahead and give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
Okay. Persuasion roll with advantage. Okay. And
girl.
I'm going to say, like, these are your inventions. They are incredible. I actually was hoping to meet you to compare notes. I have the blueprints, and I think that we can make. I think that we could. And I saw the power armor underneath before. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that.
You could say that.
Track a little bit. I don't know, because we the reason, like, how we got into the thing, it was like a
You should say,
You know what?
using my sheer intellect, I was able to find your armor, and I have so many questions for you about it.
That's yep.
Pointing
I say that.
where you are.
Say
Yeah,
mine.
say-
Say mine.
That.
Okay.
That right there.
Go ahead and with that, go ahead and give me a persuasion roll.
One of these days, I want to play a bard.
Bards are fun.
I've never played one ever in my entire life.
Okay, so total of 18 for persuasion.
Ooh. So as you're saying this, he seemingly starts just to like shrug off what you're saying as you see him flipping switches like inside the cockpit of this spider tank. But the moment you mention his armor, he sort of stops. And he just like his head just snaps over to you, not in a look of anger, but almost excitement.
And I call Pop-Tart to me.
As he hops, he like just sort of like doesn't hop, but he like slither flies out of the cockpit of this tank.
Sen's just watching over like a proud mama.
You found my opus.
Yes, and I take out the blueprints and I hand them to him. I said, I wanted to ask you some questions about this.
I was afraid it would be too late, that I had perished before I could create my life's greatest work. It was my biggest regrets to have perished before I could even run a singular test on it.
Well, more hands make less work, and great minds think alike.
So he kind of like looks at his hands and he's like, these hands can no longer create. But maybe it's not too late. Maybe the new generation should take over for the elders.
And may I ask your name? Of course, I'll credit you if someone asks. If that's what you want.
Give me a second. I just saw that cameras are once again switched.
Oh no.
Is this the episode where we're all flipping our characters?
I became the artificer. How you doing?
How you doing? Sophia Drakia here.
Still waiting for that
I'm
Freaky
excited.
Friday. That's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh, I can't wait for the Freaky Friday episode.
Her butt's in my face.
Heck. There we go.
There you go.
Hooray! Fighting turned into making a friend.
I
Hopefully.
mean, we
There's
were
the
making
turn
friends
order
with the
still.
spiders on the first floor.
He goes,
Tower. We officially
I-
declare this the Tower of Friendship.
Yes.
yes,
that's the
yes,
name of-
of course. My name. I am Zachariah Abernathy. A
Okay.
possibly at this point in time a very long forgotten artificer.
Can I say, wait, you're Zacharias Abernathy?
Oh my god. Can
Have
I
you-
give her
okay,
the-
I have a-
charge of the
I have-
charisma ring?
I have a question. Are you just trying to like hype him up, or have you
Yeah.
ever heard of him?
She's
No.
playing the hype man.
I'm hype
Like-
man today.
I would say, would the school have ever actually done anything with that knowledge either?
True.
I'll give
Hard
you a
to
history.
say.
I'll give you a history check if you know anything. If like
Oh,
any
Sorry.
your time at Rensera would give you anything into the inside
Yes.
of this person.
you said history?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know I had that much to history. That is a dirty 20. I got rolled a
Hell yeah.
13 with a +7.
Zachariah
Wow.
Abernathy was at one point in time was a well-renowned researcher at Rensera. He was
Oh.
the first pretty much the first and foremost authority on like artificers and like scientific work. But as time went on and as science does its thing, he started becoming a little erratic, eccentric in his creations. It started with basic uses, tools and whatnot to help artificers out on the field and the adventures. And then he started making spider bots and started talking about creating a suit of armor that would be able to withstand the elements. And just at one point in time, he just vanished without a word. Left all of his stuff, left all of his belongings, all of his books, all of his research at Rensera, and nobody had heard from him ever since.
Oh, that's really interesting. Can I say, like, wait, you're Zacharias Abernathy. People still talk about you at Rensera. That's where I study.
You're from Rensera.
Yes, I'm not studying to be an artificer, but they still use a lot of your work for current day coursework.
You see his like physical demeanor sort of relax a little bit. That does make me happy. I may have abandoned the old school without a word, but my research was needed elsewhere. And well, I didn't have time to put in my 2 weeks. It's always my greatest regret that I could not get back and see the old alma mater one more time.
If you ever want, I'm happy to give you a tour of the old grounds if you're ever in the area.
She shakes his head. It's like, my dear, I wish that were possible, but this old bogey spirit of mine is not long left here and bound to this lighthouse. I can't leave, but you, the young artificer here, what is your name?
Zafira.
Zaf-
Zafira Drakir.
Zafira. As he sort of looks over at a Pop-Tart,
Oh yeah, and
I've
this is
seen.
Pop-Tart.
I see that you are well enough along in your studies to make your first defender.
Oh,
Fine hound. You show promise.
Thank you. I'm homeschooled. actually. I
Homeschool.
never went to Sarah, but from what I've heard, it's an
Well, then
accepted place.
you and I share a common background, as I myself was a homeschooled individual, working tirelessly in my father's scrapyard, building my first inventions and bringing them to life with a little spark of magical ingenuity.
I made Pop-Tart out of my grandma's toaster. She got a new one, and
So that's what those two vents on his back are.
yes, he actually does still work. But it's difficult to clean, so I don't normally.
Ah, yes. Bread can gunk up the gears.
Mhm.
Well,
And then. Okay.
I guess
Okay,
that
never mind.
you are not here to steal my inventions, but I can trust them to you.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Stealing your inventions was never my intention.
Well then, he reaches into like his little ghostly pocket and he hands out a small silver key to you.
She takes it.
Tell me, does my manor still stand?
In a way, I actually have the deed to the manor and the lighthouse now. So we're working on rebuilding from some ruins.
Wonderful. You know who would be a big help? A creation of mine, as he points over to the globe. This is Beatrice. She's asleep now, but once I do what I need to do, she will be back up and active and able to assist in any of your inquiries or quandaries.
Beatrice,
You see Zenith like go like.
I'm not gonna question how that works. I have not the brain power for that. You good, Zafira?
I was going to ask you about the spinning globe thing.
Oh,
that
this
you
this here is a power source for Beatrice.
have. Okay.
Once activated, you will be able to communicate with her, both here in the tower and in the manor. Yes.
Beatrice.
Is that anything to do with the library that has like the knowledge of every book?
The knowledge of every book.
I was in the library and I found a sort of dimensional orb, and when I put my hand in and I was asking for questions on things, it would point me to books. Was that at all related? Oh no, that was a dumb question.
Maybe it's a piece of Beatrice?
You do remember that when you were in the library, this was still when it was the vampire house.
When you left, when you died, did you wouldn't happen to have any run-ins with vampires, did you?
Vampires? Oh, I can tell you that the only time I had run into a vampire was in my mid-20s. So no encounters with any sort of vampire or any sort of undead for like the last 60 years of my life.
Interesting.
Well, unless you count this visage.
So when you say that Beatrice can answer your questions, can you elaborate on that?
Well, not to talk the old girl down, but think of Beatrice as not a maid, but
Personal assistant?
a very powerful personal assistant. Yes.
Is she artificial intelligence, or is she?
Oh, there's nothing artificial about her.
What?
Is she alive?
In a sense, she is alive.
Is she a
Danielle getting
As
spooky
someone-
vibes now.
You wanted to go here.
You're the one who
Ah.
wanted to go here.
I didn't say it was a bad feeling. I'm just kind of wigged out.
Yeah.
Am I able to do like an Arcana check on Beatrice just to see like what he's talking about?
I'd like to assist.
Yay! I'll do it with advantage then.
Yep.
Is that okay? Okay. Wait, yeah, you.
Remember the difference between your D20 and your D12s.
So that's a 21.
A 21.
Oh yeah.
It almost sounds as if he has some sort of either a contained higher form of being or the essence of one seemingly powered by this rotating globe.
Okay.
You're not really sure what it is. This is like completely alien.
I guess what else do you need to get her up and running?
Oh, I can do it. It's just once I do, it will be my time to completely shove off this mortal coil.
Is that what you want?
It beats being locked away in here all this time.
It's fair. Is there anything you want to do beforehand?
No regrets, knowing that your home is about to be left in this generation's artificers.
It's actually a calming feeling to know that I can trust my home and my workshop to the hands of another artificer.
All right.
Don't worry, once Beatrice is fully operational again, the spider bots will recognize you as the new lady of the estate, and well, they are a helpful little bunch.
That's wonderful. We love the little spider bots.
They're very cute.
Even Pop-Tart. You know, they
I don't know if you can communicate with them, but just please let them know we were trying to be as gentle as possible with them when we entered the manor or the lighthouse.
Mhm.
Well, once everything is put into young Saphira's hands here, they will respond to any command she gives them.
Are
I
they
know.
sentient in a way? Or no?
Think of them as like Pop-Tarts.
Okay.
Damn, this guy was able to control 4 Pop-Tarts at once.
At least. How many are there?
Oh, well, right now, if none have been destroyed, there are about 6 roaming the walls at the moment. But once once everything gets whirled up again, the egg sac will start producing more as needed.
One of them did kind of like self-destruct. I think it just got frustrated that we kept stopping it, so it just died.
That's the unfortunate downside of these little things. Their capacitors aren't really great at handling too much stress, and they tend to burn out every now and then.
We did shove it back into the tube though, so I don't know if it's gonna like get repaired by the others or not.
Oh, it will be recycled into a new unit.
That's good.
Maybe if I add, and then Zafira just starts going off in like a thing of like, maybe if I add some sort of cooling unit for it, it'll stop that from happening. And it's just kind of like on her,
Like-
like going.
The gears are
Like, yeah, the
turning.
gears turning. Yeah.
I think if Danielle sees steam coming out of Zafira's ears, she just kind of reaches up to her 6-foot height and just kind of pats her head. Wait, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just thinking.
Mhm.
You're 6 feet tall?
Yeah, she's tall, and then she has her horns, which make her taller.
Good lord.
Yeah. I always play short characters, so I wanted to play someone tall. So she, Zafira says, "Thank you for entrusting me with your inventions. I assure you I will take good care of them, and it really, truly does mean a lot to me."
Just know I will be watching you from the other side with great anticipation. Maybe one day that armor of mine will be brought to life.
Oh, absolutely. That's...
Oh, by the way, help yourself to Regalia 1 over here. I don't really have a use for it where I'm going, so...
Regalia 1, the giant spider.
The giant spider.
Mhm.
Okay.
He goes, and don't worry, I know it's a tad big. There is a button near the there's a button near the end of the abdomen. Press that and it'll compact him down. Think of it as
On
just
top or on the bottom?
on the bottom. Just think of it as a fancy horse.
How many can it hold? Just one?
Regalia 1, well, if you set him into just traversal mode, he can hold up to 6 people.
Oh.
Though, I will tell you, do not put him into battle mode if there are more than 2 people in the seats, because they will be crushed as everything converts and whirls around and everything. So, be careful with that.
Okay.
Bodies tend to gunk up the gears, and it's not really too great to clean.
I know a thing or two about cleaning up bodies.
But much
Anyway,
much like most spiders, Regalia 1 here can climb walls, and they even have a zip line of quote-unquote webbing of 200 feet.
Well, that'll be really handy.
Mhm. Wait, how tall were the walls? Yeah, I would definitely do that. Okay.
And the power armor
Yes, what about it?
was your intention just general armor, or were you going to implement weaponry in it as well?
The armor was to be used as a sort of protective layer in the most extreme conditions. I haven't begun to design weapon systems or weapons for it. It was more of a means for me to wear and be able to explore less hospitable areas without having to worry about poisons or things like lava and such.
Was hospitable. Do you know about the I immediately forgot what we called it. The
corruption
thing that we can't go. The corruption. How many years ago was that? I don't. Like, he would know about the corruption and everything?
The corruption? Huh. No, I don't remember about anything about corruption, though. Back when I was still around, there was a competing magical college that seemingly started, looking into less favorable things. Those high elves always pushing the limits. But corruption, no. I haven't really studied any sort of corruption, but if it is out and about in the world, maybe this armor can be suited to withstand it.
I think my grandma would like you.
It would have been nice to meet more people before I died. Such is the life as an artificer. Sometimes we get too enthralled in our experiments and, well, time goes by.
Yeah, I once was working on a project that just wouldn't work out for 3 days, and my grandma had to keep reminding me to eat.
Oh yes, that is the unfortunate side effect of having such a massive genius intellect, is we forget to eat and drink.
Yeah, I
And-
totally
and
get
sleep
that. Yeah.
All of the other,
I-
normal functions we need to live.
I swear, if I could just stick a tube, like inject a tube for like feeding and water and anything that I needed, and just so I didn't have to take breaks from what I was doing, I would have. And then I got distracted by trying to implement that into it, and it just kind of
Down in my
Edit.
workshop, I have an everything bar maker. A little creation of mine where you just shove a bunch of food and fruit and what into it, and it'll compact it down into a nice little bar that you can just eat while you work.
That sounds awful.
sounds incredible.
It's highly efficient.
I'm really on the
Incredibly
fence
efficient.
on that, like really
What-
halfway.
Wait,
Especially if we have, we could use it as rations when we leave.
you're taking all the pleasure out of indulgence.
Well, that's why you can.
You're
have you
assuming we
ate
can
3
always
bars?
have.
Genius
What
does
if you
not
put
have
everything-
time for indulgence.
But
But
what if you
genius
put
can
all
move
the-
aside.
What if you put all the good things like ice cream and cake and cookies and all sorts of sugary things and make like a dessert bar?
My teeth hurt.
But if it's all compacted and pressed together, then
There,
you're not tasting everything individually and getting the pleasure of the dessert. You're just
just-
shoving a bunch of sugar in your face.
oh yeah, I do that anyway.
As he not as he's as he's just like nodding, he's like, yes, of course. You get all of that sugar in you at once, and it gives you a boost to keep going.
For about 5 seconds, and then you crash again.
Sometimes sometimes eating can be a chore, so it's just much easier to have a full meal in one bar that you can just eat real fast and then be able to keep going. Like, what if we're in the middle of a fight that lasts like
Eating should
forever.
never be a chore.
And yet,
it shouldn't,
sometimes it
but
can.
sometimes it is.
Look, sometimes you are just locked in your work for hours on end, and you forget what time it is, and all that
I'm
time that
traveling
you
with maniacs.
all that time that you have to take to prepare the food and then enjoy the food and then rest after the food can just be compiled down into one helpful bar, and
That
you can
reminds me,
snack
I
on while
tried
you
to-
work.
I mean, it reminds me of when I tried to make human kibble, or tried to make like kibble for people when I was like 10.
You're
Where it
not
would have all the nutrients in bits, and people just said, "Well, that's just a granola. That's just a granola." But I don't. It really wasn't. It had other things too, like beef jerky.
If
I feel personally attacked.
if the color gray was a flavor, that's what you're describing.
Zenith comes back to this conversation. She was kind of like space
Zoning
hand. She
out.
goes, human kibble? Sorry, human kibble.
Kibble for humans, not made from human.
Hey, it's busy. We've got a lot of stuff to do today.
Okay. I apologize. I got distracted.
As you do. It's fine.
It's exciting to talk to someone about their inventions made.
All right. Well, Zacharias.
There's nothing you need from me. I can reactivate Beatrice for you.
Looks at Zafira.
What's the key for?
The front door.
You gave me. Oh, okay. Thank you. That's all I had. Oh, does this power source need things to keep it going?
Nah. It can keep going as long as there are people around.
Okay. I think that's all I had.
Can I?
Insight check that.
Yeah, you could go right ahead and insight check that.
Because implication, Danielle just rolled a 2 plus 2, so 4.
Hey, I got this guy nailed. So I rolled a 5.
You have no idea what he's talking about. You just hope he means that he means that
The power of friendship.
yeah, the power of
Or
friendship.
proximity.
Yeah.
Or-
proximity.
It runs on people. You don't know
What
which
a
one it is.
What a wonderful energy source, the power of friendship. So,
It
oh
doesn't-
my fucking
As
god.
he kind of like looks
Take
at
the
you and
energy
he's like, no. What I mean by people being around is a housekeeper, a personal assistant doesn't necessarily have anything to do if there's nobody to assist.
So this power source doesn't take from the living. to
No.
power it.
No.
Okay.
No.
We
Because the
had
way
the
you
moment.
phrased it.
Some
I'm
may
sorry,
have some may have referred to me as a mad scientist before, but I am not that mad.
Fair. Okay.
Rojan, it's
as long as you're
Zacharias,
fair.
right?
Yes.
Yes,
his name?
Zacharias.
Oh,
Zacharias
Zach-
Abernathy.
Yeah, Mr. Abernathy had me worried there for a second.
He goes, all right,
Hey.
well, give me a
Can I
moment.
say something really quick?
Of course.
I don't know how soon your shuffle off this multi-coil is, but you
As
know,
soon as I activate the Celestium core in this this globe, well, I'll be on my way.
oh, never mind then.
What was? I'm interested.
No, it's
Share with
stupid.
the class.
No, it's
No,
stupid.
There are no such things as stupid questions.
I was gonna say, if one day I get to go back to Rensera, magic has made really great leaps and bounds, and you wouldn't have to leave here, but I could show you around, in a way. But it's okay. I know you got stuff to do, and it was a stupid idea.
It's not a stupid idea. It's very endearing. But no, I need my rest. I've been cooped up here for far too long.
Yeah, I believe you've earned it.
Oh, I do have one more question. So the reason why I brought up vampires before was because vampires were here when I had the deed, and they mentioned someone checking out the lighthouse and leaving and seeing forks differently,
Oh, right. What
Forks?
happened there?
and he was terrified. I don't
Or,
know.
like, Yeah, something about gibbering about having the fear of forks at the dinner table.
Like,
He must have found the auto feeders.
I'm sorry?
It was a one of those two in the morning ideas that came to me one time that I thought maybe that if I gave orcs the ability to skewer food and hover towards a person's mouth, it would help in the process of eating while working. It didn't really pan out because I couldn't get the correct well, let's just say that they flew too fast at the face and usually impale said face. So it was a scrapped idea.
And that was before the bars.
Oh yes, that's what led into the bars.
Okay, good to know. If I come across that person that dealt with the auto feeders, I will explain to them and hopefully help him recover from that.
Is that the
Overall,
guy that was afraid of forks?
Yep, that's exactly what this
no.
was. Oh, we'll probably talk to them when they get back from where they're
And
currently at.
those forks were for sure scrapped, right? Every single one of them?
Well, if you find one, it'll be very hard to miss.
Daniel
Okay,
just
I
wakes
was-
up one day. Ah, what the hell?
That's the thing. I was afraid of just going randomly wandering across and then having a fork getting shoved on my face.
Why I walked up to the rat. All right.
Well, if there's
I think
nothing
that was
else, I will leave you in the capable hands of Beatrice. Saphira, good luck. I can't wait to see what you make from all that is here and more. And as he says that, he flies up and then dives down into like the central part of the globe as it starts like beginning to power up, as you begin to see the metal begin to take like this soft like yellowish glow as everything begins to power up in the lighthouse. Did I not set it up the way I wanted to?
Was it just a different layer?
Saphira turns to
Interesting. I thought I had give me a second. I thought I had set it up already. I guess it didn't save. But yeah, go ahead and talk.
Saphira turns to Chloe. He's like, "Do you still want to be the cryptid that lives in the lighthouse?"
As much as I'd like to, the second we walked into this place, I knew it was made for you. I mean,
And
this
I'll
is
be the cryptid that lives in the lighthouse.
this is Artificer's heaven, right?
It
Really
very
nice to have
much is.
a place that is just you.
I can just
I wonder if there's still
imagine.
those feeder.
I can just imagine your new boyfriend coming in like, Saphira, please take a break.
No, I'm sure for him, I'll take breaks.
There you go.
Hmm?
Mm, nothing's changed.
Refresh on the map.
Oh,
Okay.
refreshing the map.
Refreshing.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, that's
Oh.
right. Shiny. Shiny and wow, there's less cobwebs.
The urge to stick my hand in that.
I was thinking about it when it wasn't glowing. I was like, oh, Zafira is gonna want to stick her hands inside of the thing.
You know,
How
like
does
how
it
you just
work?
stick your finger in like that just to see if it'll get caught.
Mhm.
And as
Every-
everything begins to like light up and hum, the like you can see little spider bots sort of like coming out of the walls and begin to clean up the lighthouse itself, getting rid of the cobwebs and like the broken bits and the trash and everything, just starting to bring it to a more livable condition.
Little spider bots doing chores. That's so nice of them. I
And as
knew I had
everything
to do it.
is like whirling up, you could hear the floors below you whirling up as well, as another voice begins to chime in. As it speaks, the light in this orb pulses. Oh, well, hello to all of you. It's been quite a while since we've had any guests. Hold on. Oh, you are not guests. Professor Abernathy has informed me that you, young lady, are the new mistress of the lighthouse and estate.
Yes. And you must be Beatrice.
Yes, Beatrice Duckbill, at your service.
Beatrice Duckbill. Lovely name.
Hmm. Okay.
Zacharias said that you would be able to assist us in things.
Yes, dear. Think of me as, well, your personal assistant to any quandary or problem that you may have. I oversee and power both your lighthouse and the wonderful manor across the way.
Have you been witness to everything before this point?
Unfortunately, my dear, I have not. I have been sleeping. Since Professor Abernathy's passing, I haven't really been of much need. So to conserve energy and to, well, keep my mental state sharp, I was just in a very long nap.
Understood. Just curious. Does anyone else have any questions? I'm running blank.
We heard that you may be of assistance with the renovations of the estate.
Oh, yes, of course. With me back online, I can redesign and reshape the estate as you see fit.
Currently, it is already under some renovations completed.
She's like, one moment, please.
Hmm.
She just starts humming to herself. She's like, oh, yes, I can see that the foundation and the main structure of the estate itself have been, wonderfully repaired.
A few very crafty individuals have been assisting us with it.
Wonderful.
Are you able to communicate with them in tandem?
I can, but I would.
I think I would rather tell them what's going on before they.
Yes.
Yeah,
have
we
someone-
would mitigate for you before you started.
Yes, I don't know who all is over there, but having a disjointed voice introduce itself tends to be a bit unnerving to some individuals, and they may think the house is haunted.
Just wanted to know about the possibility. That's all we needed, not the action.
As
the
long
possibility.
as you are on the estate, you can reach out to me at any time.
It's good to know.
Like Janet from The Good Place.
If that is the case, then you can say hello to Belvedere as well.
Oh yes.
Our
Belvedere.
butler in the camp/house.
As she's
He's an
like,
automaton.
oh yes, I see that there is a autonomous fellow on the estate. Currently, oh my, that is a lot of items. Seems to be cataloging them for you.
Yes, that was the last instruction we gave.
Well, it'll be nice to have another helpful individual to discuss matters with.
Yay, Belvedere has a friend again.
We'll probably need to reupholster those items.
Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I mean,
Like I'm fine with the bone chandelier, but I'd rather not have anything fleshy.
Haunted.
I don't think anything was made of flesh.
No, there was nothing made of flesh. It was just everything in there just seemed like when you look it over, just has that like uncomfortable feeling to it because you know where it comes from.
We know where it comes from. The emotional disinterest.
Before, when we had the vampires, their estate was kind of like it changed at whoever's will.
Rather, it was easier to transport around like that.
Yeah. Is that something you can do, of like rebuild walls and like things like that, or?
I don't think it was rebuilding. I think it was just you
Teleportation.
think of a place, teleportation, you're there.
Like, I do have the means to restructure and repurpose places on the property if need be.
Okay. So similar, but
Yes, nothing of the sort of you open a door and then you're somewhere else that the door normally doesn't lead to. That's is confusing and, well,
yeah,
not very proper.
true. Okay. And so Zafira goes around and goes to these giant spider.
As
Yeah,
as you approach Regalia 1, you see that it's currently in its battle mode and it's got 2 seats next to it, and you've got like a series of levers and buttons and switches, and then a pair of keys with like a little like an old, like scratched up like teddy bear key ring. Just so the pair, just like a key and like the ignition.
I hold my hand out like with my palm outward, like hi.
And it just stands there.
Okay. Is it voice activated or is it just the buttons?
And she's like, "Oh no, dear. That automaton there is completely controlled by all those levers and switches up there. You pilot
Oh,
it.
fun.
Yes, it's sort of like a cart, but a spider.
I should have asked how to pilot it before.
I believe Professor Abernathy always left a user's manual somewhere in one of its compartments, just in case it broke down.
Okay. Okay, so it just stood there, so it's not going to attack me. I turn the key ring.
And as you turn the key ring, it just you hear it just all like the humming and everything of the gears inside just all power down.
Okay.
Rojan,
Mm-hmm.
is that staircase going up to the right?
Yes.
To the actual lighthouse part?
So that staircase is where you guys came from. As
No,
like
no. So like the one that goes down is the one we came from.
no.
The
No.
I mean,
Because we came from below.
You
The
came
lighthouse goes up.
you came from here. This staircase leads somewhere else.
Wait, what?
what?
Yep. This stair
All right.
because you guys kind of went into a little stairway and up and across like a little bit of a battlement. This is like
that's right.
this is
Yeah,
like
and then
sort
we
of
came back
like
down.
like an extra addition to the lighthouse. And
Huh.
you have this little alcove down here.
Okay. Danielle's curious. While
Um,
that's all going on, Danielle just
Yeah.
kind of like starts walking down. It's like, where's this go?
She goes through and gets like the user manual and finds a way to like put him into the regular mode.
Yep, you see that there's 2 switches on the console. One says battle, one says travel.
Oh, okay. So it is labeled. That's great. I was worried that it would just be a lot of buttons and no labels.
Yeah, just in
Okay, so
gizmos,
she-
yeah.
Yeah, she powers it back on and puts it into travel mode.
And as you put it in the travel mode, the little rocket pods, I describe them as rocket pods, kind of like sink back into the spider. You hear a bunch of like clicks and whirls and everything as the back part of the body opens up and exposes 4 more seats.
That's great. And she like pets it and then goes underneath and tries to find the switch to turn it smaller so I could
Yep, and
keep it with me.
you see a little button that just says compact mode.
Alrighty.
And as you press it, it kind of like begins to whirl and shift, and the legs pull into the body, and it just all condenses down into about the size of a suitcase.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Am I able
man.
to put it in my bag of holding, or will
Yes,
that
you are,
mess it up?
because it is not a living creature. You could put it in your bag of holding.
Alrighty, I put it in my bag of holding then.
There is one question we forgot to ask. if he knew anybody about from the Church of the Mechanicus before, because like the one that we have now is only like a few years old.
Mm-hmm.
If they had been here before the calamity part. Damn.
Beatrice,
Yes, ma'am.
would you know if Zacharias has mentioned anything about the Church of Mechanic?
The Church of the Mechanicus. Church of the Mechanicus. Oh, there was nothing about a church, just ramblings of people who would come to see him from time to time talking about the worship of some sort of machine god. So Professor Abernathy pushed it away, saying that machines should not be compelled to be in the same wheelhouse of worship as the fleshy ones.
Respect.
Good to know that he didn't humor them or anything. If you guys have any other questions, then I'm down to stay, but I also am very interested in that staircase leading downward.
So Danny, as you like initially just head down, you head down probably about a good 30 feet of stairs, and it is fear inducing because as soon as you clear that lip, like on the floor, it is just a staircase down into just like this black pit. No railing, no walls. It is just like this like 5-foot wide staircase as you're walking down. But you go down about 30 feet and you finally touch landing on the floor. And it is a very dimly lit room. It's probably like two like blue like flame torches, sort of, not torches but lanterns, set up in the center of the room. And just like these destroyed, like large, like broken apart chunks of stone.
She's gonna circle around, not going towards the center. Like she's just kind of examining it, see if she can actually grab one of the rocks that got destroyed.
Like they're hefty, they're pretty big, but you notice that while they're broken, these stones seem to have kept some sort of shape. There's no jagged edges to it. There's no like scattered pieces. They all seem to just have fallen apart in sections. Every one of these sections are large, almost like pure granite. Runic symbols carved into each, like every facet, every inch of these stones.
Kind of looks at the other pieces.
Give
Is
me
it
a
like
history
the
check.
Assassin stone again.
That's
No.
what I'm thinking, but
No, these aren't
okay, so if it's
assassin
not-
stones.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Character sheet. Core. History check.
History check.
All right. We're looking at 19 total.
As you're walking around, you stop. You've seen one of these before. You came from one of these. This is
Wait,
currently a disassembled Fey gate.
Oh.
Ooh.
Starts
As like
looking at all
you
the
start
pieces,
looking
like-
at all the pieces and everything, and yeah, if they were arranged and set up correctly, it would make that archway.
Ooh, do I dare? She's gonna put it back down where she found it.
Yeah, because like even
then-
like even holding this piece that you had in your hands, it's hefty. It you're
Yeah.
like, it's like teeth.
It's like
grating.
it's like okay, and no shattered dust or nothing. It's like
No.
Okay.
This is it's just
Huh.
been disassembled.
disassembled.
Meaning it was in one location. Somebody was able to deactivate it and bring it here.
That's interesting.
And you know yourself that these gates are technically anchor points for the Fey realm. This isn't like something somebody can just build and hop into the Feywild. They are set anchor stones, safe gates to get from point A to point B without, teleporting into grandma.
These are pre-existing nether gates.
Yeah. It's pretty much like, it's like you go from the gate, and then the equivalent in that on the realm you're going to is where you come out of. So, like, if you were to assemble this gate,
I could choose a gate to go through on the other side if I did it right.
Like, you don't know where you would end up, because this is the first time that you've seen an anchor gate in an unanchored area.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know if, like, why it's here or what happens if you activate it, because it has no anchor to connect to.
I have an out-of-character idea, and I have an in-character idea. The in-character idea is to try and, rebuild the gate at some point in the near future. The out-of-character one knows a little bit about what goes on in the other shows, and is like, could this circumvent the wish?
The wish?
Or the choice to kick out all the Fae?
You are way in the past in this one right now. That is like, the Fae still have like open access.
That's what I'm saying. If we do this, will this still be able to be used even though that happens? That's the question.
Who knows?
Do I dare?
Do I dare piss off the future sun god?
How far into the future?
Well, I'll be dead by then.
Couple hundred
Well, then
years.
it's fine.
Yeah, I'll be dead by then.
Who cares?
Yeah, at this point, Danny's just like, I can go home. Say hi to my parents, come back, keep going back and forth. Hey, this looks fun. I have no idea what to do with this shit.
Yep. And
looks up. Like,
those of you who are coming down afterwards, again, just a very...
Not me, brother. It's too damn dark.
Very eerie
like the
staircase
dark.
going down. But as you make that landing, you see Danny standing over just this collection of disassembled stones.
and she's got the biggest shit-eating grin right now.
Oh, these are like ruins or something.
Better. I can't hear you. You're muted.
What are you guys looking at down there?
There's a
What
bunch
are
of
we looking
rocks.
at?
With runes.
Paint me
Very-
a word picture.
Fey portal.
Ooh.
Anchor point.
I
Wow,
don't
that
see a
sounds.
portal.
Somehow misplaced, disassembled, and brought here.
That's a you thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
these rocks are the portal. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, the problem is I don't know which one.
Hey, Beatrice?
Yes, ma'am. As you say that,
Know what...
this visage of this like very kind old lady in like just like this black gown, little she's got like a turquoise pendant around her neck, just appears right next to you.
Oh my god, it's grandmother Willow?
You know, these ruins and rocks, do you know where they came from?
My word. She like looks around. She's like, I have no information as to what they may be or as to where we are.
Miss Beatrice, have you ever heard of a Fey anchor point?
Fey anchor points. That I have.
Finger point.
These stones make one. On this side.
Interesting. The closest registered anchor point is still that in the Harlequin Forest.
That explains why I came out of it. Okay.
I mean, if you need information about this, I am besties with an archfey.
True.
Are we talking about Danica or
Vanica's not an archfey.
wait?
But
Which one's-
Whisperwind is.
Whisperwind. Oh my goodness.
I mean, yeah, if she doesn't mind, I'd like to know more about this.
Is she able to talk to us?
I mean, that's entirely up to her.
That's
That's
fair.
a fair point.
We can discuss it later. Right now, just happy that we don't have to actually get into a bloody fight.
Yeah.
I'm real glad things worked out the way they did, because I'm pretty sure my particular brand of magic would have done nothing against ghosts and automatons.
How do you think I feel? I swing around blades.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
effective against ghosts and automatons. Psychic magic and, visions of pleasure, not so much.
Let's head back upstairs.
what? What is your magic?
What do
Visions
you
of
think
pleasure,
I'd
and
be
then she
doing
takes
to
it
these
away.
people? Make them sad.
Uh,
So sad it hurts.
Make them so sad it circles around and becomes horny and then circles back to sad again.
I can do it. I've got some new tricks. I can do it.
Oh no.
please never use
You can
that
practice on
me.
me.
Oh.
Careful what
So
you
you
wish
were
for,
kissing.
because I will.
Okay. And she just starts walking back up the stairs.
Yeah, let's just go back
Just like-
upstairs.
You see Zen
Please,
is crouched
Red.
at the top, like crouched down, like watching you guys come up from the darkness.
Hi,
Hi.
we're coming back up.
That looks scary.
It's actually just empty for the
Yeah,
most
it
part.
was. Yeah,
It's
it was,
just dark because nobody's been using it. I don't know why the color blue, but ambiance, I guess.
I mean, but
Pronounced
even Beatrice
ambiance.
didn't know where we were, so
But hey,
And she's still walking behind you. She's like, no, this is a completely new addition. This was not here while I was still awake.
maybe the. Do you think maybe the vampire from before was
no,
checking out for the thing?
no, because remember they only sent the one man to look into this place, and he got scared off,
Yeah.
and they just decided, nah. So I can't believe it to be the previous owners.
So fey magic stuff.
Yeah,
But it sounds like it was put here perhaps by whoever was here before Zachariah was here.
Mm.
uh,
But if it was here before Zacharias was here,
well,
then why does Beatrice not know about it?
She's Beatrice chimes in. She's like, Professor Abernathy was the one who built the estate and the lighthouse.
so it'd be after.
Yeah, but I mean, we went down, right? So maybe this is like below ground. Maybe he built it on top of this without knowing this was here.
But how tall is this actual tower?
It's 4 stories.
Yeah, so first floor storage, second room. Third story was the workshop, and fourth story was Beatrice.
Uh-huh.
And then you would have the top with the actual light.
Yeah, and then you have the top of the actual light. Which
5 stories.
this downstairs thing doesn't seem to make sense because it only goes down 30 feet. And you're just in a just dark open room.
How far was it going up the outside stairwell to get into this room before we came down?
It was like a 15-foot stairwell going up and then across and into this room.
Yeah, because I remember like there was only the small space that
Yeah.
Chloe was in. Okay.
So like you're in
Huh.
you're in a part of the lighthouse that doesn't make sense.
Interdimensional space?
Is the inside of the house a 1/4 inch longer than the outside of the house?
It's bigger
God,
on
Do you
the
get
you-
that
you-
reference, Rojan?
You better hope it isn't.
Rojan, you get that reference.
Yeah, I get
I'm
that
so
reference.
glad. Yes! I'm so happy. I love you, man. Also, I need to eat some food, so that's why I got my thing
Perfectly
on.
fine.
Sorry.
Perfectly fine.
I have to go bathroom.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a
Pretty
quick
close.
break here then, so everyone
Yeah,
can
sorry.
get their food, get drinks, everything like that. And then when we come back, we will discuss about how creepy this lighthouse is. But,
Yeah,
yep.
it's interesting.
Yep. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes, everyone.
See you.
We're gonna
And
force
we
you
are
into
back.
We're
friendship.
admirers. Hello.
Yeah.
Gonna force you into what?
Friendship.
Ah,
We're talking
We're
about how we conquered
admirers.
this lighthouse with the power of friendship.
hey,
It worked.
don't always need violence.
That's what I'm saying. Alrighty, we're back in bed than ever, everybody.
It's proof that flattery will get you anywhere.
Oh my god, you're Zacharias Abernathy?
Hair twirl.
Oh my god.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
That's a clip. That's a
You're
clip.
the Zach.
Wait. No way. No, you're not. You're messing with me. What? Wait, you're Zacharias Abernathy? Oh my god.
Gee.
Oh man.
Yep.
I finally got food in me, so I'm not dying.
Cheers.
I'm ready to actually fight now. Earlier I wanted to be friends because I was just too tired and hungry.
Understandable. Now, are all of you still remaining at the lighthouse, or are you heading back to the estate?
Head
Hey.
back to the estate just because
Yeah.
this place creeps me out. And also
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a reply to my letter.
And Danielle thinks it's prudent to let the construction workers know that they are about to have a whole lot of help.
I mean, I kind of want to go sabotage that food bar machine, but I guess I'll go back to the estate.
Do
Damn.
not sabotage the food bar machine, please.
Just
Yeah, go
reverse
let-
engineer it.
I'm not
Go
giving
let
you-
Brutus and those guys know that all those hours that they were working under haste conditions and well into the night, past any sort of like safety regulations and anything, it could have been easily helped if we had just gone to Lighthouse.
Yeah, multiple OSHA violations aside.
Yeah.
It could have been an email. All right. Yeah, we'll head back to the estate and let them know.
You can
hey,
stay at the
you guys will
lighthouse
have-
if you want to. I'm just saying, I don't like it here.
it at another time. I'll probably go back to the lighthouse later. I mean, how far away is the lighthouse from the estate? Like, it's all
You
like
walked
next to it.
You walk down some stairs into a basement that leads out to a dock, and there's a
And
bridge that goes across
yeah.
to the lighthouse. So it's still on. It's
a
still
bit of a
technically
trek.
on your property.
Spitting distance is what I think the locals say. All right. Pull up to the manor. Do I see any letters or any reply or anything in the
Not yet.
fine? Well, farts.
The people, Brutus is his name?
Yes.
Okay. I want to go find Brutus and let him know.
Okay. Him and the rest of the crew are sitting down for a lunch at the moment that has been lovingly prepared by Belvedere.
I asked to speak to Brutus in regards of the house.
Did you want to speak to him alone, or do you just want to bring
I
it
kind
up?
of want to speak. I kind of want to speak to him alone because I don't know how to explain it properly to other people that have been helping us. I mean, they're
Gotcha.
not being fired, of course. They can still stay there.
All right. And he gets up and he just takes like a sandwich with him as he walks like outside the little tent they had set up. So what's on your mind, miss?
So obviously, we just got back from the lighthouse,
I can see that.
and so long story short, the lighthouse is cleared and everything's good. The lighthouse and the actual house were originally built by a artificer, and he also created a personal assistant to anyone on the estate that can assist with more building and everything.
Oh, so what you're saying is we're getting help.
You're getting a lot of help, and just in general getting a lot of help with anything and not just the building. The thing is, as long as you stay on the estate, she'll be able to assist. Her name is Beatrice, and she may, her voice can be incorporeal, or I don't know the proper
Disjointed?
word for it. Disjointed, yes. So I don't know how to tell that to the other people. I don't
it.
because I don't know them.
I got it.
If you could break the news.
I'll let him know. It's not the first time that we've dealt with disjointed voices talking to us.
Yes.
When you're in the service of a vampire lord, that's usually how our orders are normally.
I figured. Yeah. She's very nice and helpful as far as I can tell. And I'm certain that I probably told you this before, but after the house is fully built and furnished and everything, you can leave as you like, you can stay if you like. None of you are being fired in any case. You could still live here. I'm sure it's big enough for all of us.
That is greatly appreciated, miss. I think once everything is said and done, we will probably join Lord Octavian wherever he is, but if he were to return, we would return with him.
Of course. Have you heard from him?
Not since he's left, but the Vampire Council is very slow at taking visitors. So with the time that's passed, I doubt they've even given him consideration as to a time as to when they will think about speaking to him.
Oh, so he's stuck in a waiting room this whole time? For days?
There is nothing worse in this world than a vampiric bureaucrat.
I assume that I can't send any letters to him.
Technically, no. I don't think any of the birds here know the way to the islands.
Okay. Well, it'll be a nice surprise for when he gets back, I suppose. I'll leave you back to your lunch.
I'll let the boys know. That way nobody freaks out if a voice starts talking to him.
Mm-hmm. And she walks back.
So with the lighthouse taken care of, what is the plan?
Checks on Belvedere, see if the sorting's done.
And you see that the piles have grown as things have been separated out. And you can see that he's still pulling a couple things out of the bag of holding.
She does not disturb him and just kind of like goes in and tries to rearrange some of her gear. She wants to travel light if we're gonna go anywhere.
Zafira takes out the blueprints for the power armor and starts like looking into it. I wish I should have grabbed some books before we left, but it's fine.
So if you want to learn about the workings of the power armor, how to build it, how to maintain it, everything, this is a skill clock.
I had a feeling.
This is going to be a skill clock of 25.
Okay,
so... And it requires 8 hours of study every time you wish to roll a d6 in order to get that skill clock up.
8 hours of study. I mean, do we have time for 8 hours of study right now?
Now you could section it out, but
Okay.
every time you hit that 8th hour, you need to roll.
Okay. Probably while we're eating lunch and everything, she'll take an hour or two while she's like going over it.
Okay. And Belvedere's prepared lunch for anybody who wishes to eat it. It's just it's a very simple grilled cheese and tomato soup today.
Delicious.
I might just take some time to study my tome a bit.
Okay. Is this the Zenoa tome, or is this just your book?
Those are the same thing, aren't they?
I don't know how many books you have right now.
I've got one of importance, but oh, do you mean my notebook that
Yeah.
takes my life force? Oh, well, no, I'm still recovering from the effects of it earlier today, so no. But my Zenoa one.
Okay.
I don't necessarily have to talk to him, but I'm just probably gonna.
You're just
reading it.
perusing.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he wants to talk to me, he can talk to me because I'm always the one reaching out and making the effort. This is relationships. You got to put more into it than that. I can't always be the one just trying to make communications. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's logical, but you're talking about a warlock pact, and warlock patrons aren't really known for reaching out most of the time.
Actually, Rojan, there is one thing I need to do.
Sup?
In the pile that he is sorting right now, do I see the heavy greatsword and the magic metal boots with runes from the guards?
You see them set off to the side in the pile that he has marked with a note card that says magical in nature.
Magical in nature.
Ooh, can I
Okay.
also look at those with Danny? This might see.
Yeah. So like he'll have those set aside, and she just kind of walks up and takes a look at them. It's like, okay, I know this one's magic, and kind of points at the boots. And that one's just really heavy, but it's in the magic pile. I didn't really detect magic on the sword before, but it's here. And that's basically what she tells you.
Okay.
They're from the guards, the automatic guards from Silverkeep.
I didn't like those guys.
Yeah, but they had really nice stuff.
I see. I like pick up a candelabra, put it down. Pick up a chair, put it down. Like, wow, you really just.
I
took
thought you were.
anything.
I thought you were actually going to take a look at those two items, Miss Wizard.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sure.
So is that
I'm
if
I was just
if
also. I'm only allowed to look at magic stuff. Yeah.
I pointed them
Is that
at
it?
you because that's what this is the magic pile. This is your
That's
pile.
all I'm good for. Loud and clear. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I thought that's why you were joining me.
Sorry.
in that.
I guess I was just shook by the fact that we have 50 candelabras, a random wooden chair, and several plates with food still stuck to them.
Those can be claimed.
You just grabbed everything.
And like, and it's like that one has a note card that just says household appliances on it.
Okay, I'm sorry. So there's
Yeah.
these magical boots.
Yeah, these large like iron bound boots that seem to be extremely heavy in nature, like to the point to where you think if anybody were to like put them on, they wouldn't be able to move. Like these are not something that was designed to be traversed in.
And then what's the other thing?
It's just this massive heavy greatsword.
Like I have a struggle picking it up.
Yeah, not me though, because if you notice, I've just been really working out legal. a
Oh
whole
yeah,
lot.
your new strength that you got with your bird form.
Yeah. Anyway,
Bird flex.
yeah. If I spend some time studying, because I don't have detect magic up right now.
Do you have
I'm-
identify?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you could spend if you want to spend an hour. You can, if you want to spend an hour on one of the items, you can tell what they do.
Danny, do you have a preference? Boots or sword? Boots or sword? Sword's a boot.
I kind of want to check out the boots, honestly.
Okay, I pick up the sword.
Or rather, you put a finger on the sword.
Go ahead and give me what's your strength? What is your strength?
I meant like, which one do you want me to investigate first? And you're like, oh, the boots. So then I grab the sword instead. Just to be problematic.
All right, I'll switch it up. I'll take the sword, and you take the boots.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna check out the boots for Danny.
So, as both of you spend your hour checking things out here, Danny, there isn't anything naturally magical about this item. Though you get a sense that it is dependent on something else, that its weight is intentionally put as heavy and as clumsy as this weapon is. It's intentionally made to be this way unless it's used with something else. And that's where the boots come in.
Ooh.
Zen, these boots, while when they're off, when nobody's wearing them, they are just heavy, cumbersome hunks
Ugly.
of metal.
Mm-hmm.
When worn, it gives the person the balance and sort of like the balance and counterbalance to be able to lift and wield the great sword with ease, to be able to use it as a weapon. Unfortunately, these iron boots have a -5 feet speed penalty to them because of their heft.
Okay. I put the boots on and I kind of clomp over to Danny.
Do you attune to them? That's the question.
They
Yeah.
are
You
they
just spent
are
1 hour with it.
attunable. That you have to attune to them in order to be able to wear them.
Totally. I don't attune to them. I put them on and I clomp over to Danny. I
Go ahead and
"Give
give me a strength check as you're trying to clump over in these unattuned boots.
No problem, because I don't know if you know this. but-
Don't bust your ass and break your tail again.
You turn into the bird again.
You said strength check?
Strength check.
I got a +1.
Hey, better than none.
Hey, ready for it? 11.
So you slip your feet into these boots and you try to start trudging over to Danny. And Danny, all you hear is just this squeak and just metal grating on stone as you look. And
Ooh.
Zen is trying to walk towards you in these boots, and they're just barely scraping on the stonework underneath her feet.
I'll get there. Just give me a minute. You have to kind of use a whole body.
She's gonna
move one
pick up the
foot.
sword and just start walking backwards slowly. Just keep watching her jump towards me. It's like the endless hallway.
I don't even want that. I'm just trying out these boots, and I just use my whole body to move 1 foot. And
Maybe if you spend a good 15 minutes doing this, you'll maybe get 2 feet.
Okay.
The Navy divers.
Yeah, the whole Navy diver scene, exactly.
Yeah.
Zen, if there is an easier way to deal with that, if they're magical.
I kick them
leave it.
off.
And yeah,
Whatever.
yeah, Zen, you do know you need to attune to them.
I know I need to attune to them. I just didn't feel like it. Also, they're not really for me, are they? Because I'm more lithe, I'm more nimble, even though I am very strong.
I guess I could try putting them on. Just
Yeah.
kind of slip my feet in and just kind of sit there studying them for an hour, just kind of like move around.
Attuning into them.
Yep.
Okay. So
I
as
sit down next to Danny and I start humming an annoying song while she's trying to.
as you attune to them, the
Sibling energy.
soul, like the like a small like band of light around the souls, lights up just like the soft blue color, as you could feel yourself be able to move your feet, though again you're moving 5 feet slower.
Not bad considering my base right now is 50.
Yeah, and
So 45. when
yeah,
I'm wearing the
45.
base. Okay.
But as soon as you get those boots attuned to you, you're able to just easily move this sword around. It's no longer cumbersome. You can use it as a two-handed weapon.
Ooh.
Kind of holds it up in 2 hands, gets an idea, grabs her axe in 1 hand, and just kind of holds them both up. Obviously, the sword has more heft to it.
And it's like you can hold the sword in 1 hand, but it is not something you can wield one-handed.
Yeah, it's
This, like, even with these boots, it
cumbersome.
requires 2 hands to wield.
Does it feel like I could actually use my great axe as a light weapon?
No,
Because you did said it's weightless.
it's feather light to you, but no,
Yep.
you wouldn't be able to use it as like an offhand weapon with this.
All right, and then she'll kind of put her axe away, starts swinging around with the great axe, starts doing the whole cloud strife raining scene.
Yeah,
I
then-
roll away because I've lost interest.
And then just kind of plants it back into the ground next to the pile of magic items. Kind of kicks the boots off. and
Wait, were
takes
there
them-
more magic
oh yeah,
items?
there's a ton
Oh, yeah.
of magic items. You guys
Yeah,
went
these
through
were just
and
yeah.
just stripped the
Oh.
armory. Belvedere right now is going through, and he's just going through Danny's bag of thievery and just pulling out everything that Danny shoved into her bag of holding while you were at the mansion, and separating it
sorry.
into like the mundane, the magical, and Home Depot.
Can I kneel
that
next
makes
to
my bag
Belvedere
of
and help?
acquisition.
Ooh. I'm just gonna kneel next to
Yeah.
Belvedere and help him out.
Okay.
I'm going to unattune while that happens. Just kind of.
We don't know what the specific items are, but I do have my list from the loot here saying that there was magical weapons, wands, armor, knickknacks, and then also stuff from an alchemy lab. So there's
Yeah.
a whole bunch of stuff to go through.
I forgot about that.
You guys pretty much like just ran by and shoved everything into the bag of holding, and then when you were topside, just decided you needed some furniture and decided to do that as well. So
Yeah.
Belvedere
Okay.
is happy for your assistance if you wish to assist him. You
I
get
feel like
you
we
get
haven't spent much time together, Belvedere.
no, but your help is appreciated, ma'am.
What are your hopes and dreams, Belvedere?
To remain in service to you and your friends for as long as time allows.
Oh, okay. Well, what do we have here?
Well, not to be crude, ma'am, we have a bag full of shit, is what we have.
Belvedere.
I
Language.
preferenced it, ma'am, that it was, pardon my crudeness, but I don't know who allowed Miss Danny to procure such items, but I will pull out fine pieces of art sometimes. I will pull out a beautiful sword, and then I pull out a pan of cornbread. It just, it befuddles me, ma'am.
Listen, I know she has absolutely no taste, but there's no need for that sort of language. We don't need to stoop to that level.
Pardon me. It was a moment of weakness.
Now,
was
what the fuck's this
appreciated.
all about?
I
It is
wish
appreciated.
I wish I knew. All I would suggest in the future is to not let her go on a thieving rampage when you're procuring items and whatnot. I can see the fine pieces of arts. I can see the weaponry and the armor and the wands and the knickknacks. I don't know why I need a half-eaten turkey, or why you need a half-eaten turkey.
She's, and I lower my voice to go, she's quite a sad person. She doesn't have a lot going for her, so it's just best to let her do, what makes her happy, I suppose.
Understandable.
What?
Well,
Quite sad.
given
Thank
given
God.
the amount of items that I can still feel when I reach into this bag, I've about got another day or two of organizing built before I'll have everything ready.
Oh my God, a day?
Danny
Good
grabbed a
Lord.
lot of stuff.
Danny! I call Danny. Danny,
What?
show restraint next time. Belvedere
Nope.
doesn't need to take almost a day and a half organizing a shit.
As you see that he pulls out just like this like weird like wicker turkey sculpture, and he's like, and he just puts it over in like the home goods section.
First of all, never. Second of all,
What is that?
that is
Quickly now, what is that?
decoration.
It's so ugly.
Yes, so you're welcome to burn it once it's all sorted.
But we don't need to grab rubbish if we're just gonna burn it later, do we? I
I'm
know that
sorry?
your bag has like unlimited supply, like space in it. We don't need to grab everything.
Well,
Yeah, are you
considering the
recording?
fact that I was, able to start this trend, I'm okay with this. For
Stop what
once.
trend? Nobody wants to follow in your footsteps.
What? Treasure room? What? Huh? Treasure
Oh,
room?
what? That half
Uh-huh.
of the stuff is never gonna see a treasure room.
And
No,
as
no, I'm
you
talking
see,
about the one we pilfered.
you see
You're
that
at 100%.
Belvedere
Bring it down to at least 60.
Belvedere pulls out like this very pristine looking like set of like goggles that have like various lenses like kind of like just like arched up and like almost like weird looking eyebrows over the eyes. He's like, that looks something magical, and he puts it down into the magical pile.
Can't even tell because it looks like shit.
I'm just saying,
I'm looking out for our friend Belvedere.
and I appreciate Belvedere's help while we went through the tower.
do not worry about me, ma'am. I quite enjoy being of use.
There are other ways that you can be of use rather than sorting rubbish.
That is
Listen, just as I have things that I need to work on, admittedly, I'm sure I'll find out what they are. This is just something that you can work on.
Eventually, you'll figure it out.
eventually I'll understand that I'm not perfect.
Yes. One of these days, I'm sure, and I will accept that information with more
You know-
grace than you are right now. I'm sure
You-
of it.
Eventually, a singular flaw may appear.
Zen, you've met me. What grace?
Just please, just take it down from here. Bring it down to like halfway, okay? Just show a little.
Next time, I'll be a little more selective in what we grab.
Thank you.
I'm okay with that. However, I will not
Nope.
stop.
Oh my god, fine.
If we find something interesting, I'll be like, maybe.
Yeah, fine. But you don't need to grab rubbish.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
No.
Just walk
And your
off.
treasure can stay in your room, okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Along with my swords and shield and everything else.
We go into Danny's room like years later. It's just a hoarder's nest.
Yep.
But
like
it's
on those
actually-
episodes of Hoarders.
D&D
But
Hoarders
Belvedere's-
one shot.
Piled up to
But-
the ceiling.
And Belvedere is the one who sorted it.
700 newspapers.
Oh God, no, I don't read. Anyway,
So, with the remaining hours of the day, is there anything that anybody wishes to take care of, plan? You all do need to figure out to decide where you are going next with the information that you were provided.
The alchemy lab can absolutely go into my room.
I call a team meeting. And we all sit down together amongst the mountains of garbage. And I say, listen, it was a fun afternoon clearing out a tower with the power of friendship, absolutely. However, it looks like the real world awaits us. And I was just wondering where you guys were wanting to go from here.
Well, this power armor has a possibility of
surviving the corruption.
Eh.
I'd like to research that a bit more.
I think it also could survive that random weather condition that's going around too.
Oh, at Bruskin's Folly?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So it wouldn't be just the corruption; it would also prevent the weird weather from that weird rain that changes the
And-
landscape.
It's going to take me a long time to build it.
Hmm.
Are you able, is it just one suit of armor, or is there one for all of us?
Once I can figure it out, I assume I can, I would end up building multiple at a time. It's just,
Can you estimate how long building a suit of armor for all of us might take?
I think they have to make the first one complete
At this
first.
point in time, Zafira, you would not know that. You have a feeling that once you get through the book and your study is complete, and you get an understanding of how all this works and how it's made, you would probably have a better, at least, estimate as to how long it would take to make one of these.
at this time, I don't have a time frame. I need to go through these blueprints and notes. He has really tiny handwriting, so
Do you have reduce enlarge spell?
I do.
There you go.
You know what? That works, Corey. Am I allowed to do that to get the time frame a bit lower?
That's such a good idea. That's such a good idea.
I don't think rules as written would dictate that you can't use reduce enlarge to increase font size.
No, increase the book.
You
so
cause
the
a
font is
creature or
bigger.
an object so you can see within range to grow larger or smaller with the duration. Choose either a creature or an object that is neither worn nor carried.
Please make more legible and readable.
Yeah, you're essentially taking a piece of paper and turning it into a piece of poster board.
And then that increases the font on it.
You could.
Hopefully it
You
doesn't
could.
make it all.
It will not.
Come on, it was a clever idea.
The problem
It will
with that,
reduce the means in order for you to understand it from a 23 to or a 25 to a 20. Though
Okay.
that is only if you were to read it in its enlarged state every time. That means you would have to cast enlarge reduce on the book every time you were going to read it.
and it only lasts for an hour or 10 minutes, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not worth the spell slots, honestly.
Up to 1 minute
Yeah.
of concentration. It's dang.
Yeah. Never
Well,
mind, that spell sucks.
No, I think it is worth the spell slots because if you're taking the time to do that studying anyway,
It's a
And it's
second
not-
level spell.
it's
and
not
it
like
only
we're
lasts a
about to
minute.
jump into a battle or anything. You're taking potentially up to 8 hours of downtime to do some studying. So
Yeah.
if you have the spell slot, why not use
I
it?
mean, for tonight, I would like to use it since we're back at home and, I'm going to do a long rest anyway. And I'd like to study for as long as I can, like 8 hours at least.
Yeah, because usually when we do a downtime activity, it's right before we take a long rest. So
Mhm.
why not use the spell slots if you have them?
Sure, but it's only for like a minute,
Yeah, and we're talking like hours.
Well, still though, I mean, if the DM is saying if you do it every time, then it reduces the clock, then it reduces the clock.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I didn't understand that part of it.
Yeah.
I have a
So-
quick question just because I had a brain fart.
Mhm.
What does exhaustion do again?
Many things. Exhaustion will, as it grows, will impose more disadvantages to you.
And eventually kill you.
Yeah, if you get 6 points of exhaustion, you die.
So I
but-
could risk 2 more right now?
I
Because
mean,
I'm at 1.
let me see. So
If Yeah, if you're at 1 and
Is-
then you got 2 more, that would give you disadvantage on ability checks. It would halve your speed, and then also give you disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
But
What
we're about to
cures-
go to bed, and I got a journal to peruse.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like a full night's rest will reduce your exhaustion level by 1.
Only one.
That's the
And
trade-off.
my rainbow elixir is not done yet.
Yep.
So it's probably the best to do the studying the right before bedtime.
Well, yeah, I know that's why I was doing it, but I can only do it once a day then.
Yeah. Well, safely once.
Farts. Until tomorrow. I think.
I'm trying to
Well-
figure out how we could do this for like the enlarge reduce, because it would take, you would need to constantly enlarge this book in order to reduce the time.
What if I circle words I can't make out and I use that time in the minute to read those words?
Trying to think here. I'll say this. For every time you cast enlarge reduce on this book to read it, instead of knocking the timer down or like the clock down itself, it will knock the required amount of hours of reading time down. So every time you use enlarge reduce on the book to read it, it knocks it down by a half-hour requirement.
So instead of 8 hours, it would be 7.5?
Yep. And then if you use it again, it'd be 7. If you use it again and again like that. But every time you enlarge reduce it to read, for that minute of concentration, it will lower it by 30 minutes required study time, because you are getting more text. And if not, and if you don't use it, then you can just just mark it, how much study time you've had.
Okay.
But you could take the other half of this day and just read through that book for your first 8 hours to roll. If you have nothing else planned for Saphira for the day, you can just take that time just to read through that book. And if you're not doing any other strenuous activity, you could get a good 8 hours of reading in.
So I already said that I wanted to spend like an hour or two while we were eating lunch.
Okay.
Does that include, or is that just because I already put it as 2 hours and then at 8 hours I need to roll?
Yeah, so if you read for another 6, you could roll. But that would be the 8 hours of the day that you would be able to do this without like straining yourself. Because after 8 hours, you're going to start making checks for exhaustion.
Okay.
I don't know about anybody here, but doing 16 hours of a continuous activity is going to put some strain on you, even if it's just
Okay.
reading.
'Cause I'm also looking. I have 2 potion recipes for the potion of propellant bones and marvelous mysterious transportation liquid.
The potion of repellent bones.
Yes. Can I also look into that, or is that a tomorrow thing?
That would have to be a tomorrow thing. If you are going to spend the full time reading your book, it's going to have to wait till tomorrow for those potions.
Okay. I would like to cast enlarge on the paper or on the
On the book?
blueprints
On the
and
book?
everything.
Okay.
And spend the next 5.5 hours.
Okay.
Because it was reduced by a half hour, and I will roll a d6.
The
Yeah.
D6. Yep.
5.
5. Okay, that's 3. That's 3 ticks off of your clock.
It's not 5.
Nope, it's 3.
It's a D3.
It's
So
technically a
1, 2,
D3.
3,
So
4, 5, 6. So you got the high number.
Yeah, it's just
just make sure you keep track of how many successes that you have.
okay.
So, as Zafira is reading her giant book in the normal book, you were gonna say something, Moles?
Only if you guys were all done.
I'm good.
Okay. I think I'm gonna sit down in my corner of the camp, and after waiting for a while and realizing that I'm probably not gonna, might not get a letter from Professor Rockwind for a while, and time's kind of upon us, I might just start to try to write a letter to both of my parents.
Okay.
But it's like a lot of crumpled up paper and everything, and scratching out and crying. I puke one time and then I get back to it. Ooh. So that's what I'm doing with my night.
Okay. Danny, Chloe, anything?
Think we have a map of this place. Just kind of just looking over it.
Yeah, you have a world map.
Yep. So she keeps looking over at Braidwardeth across the bay.
I keep looking at Braidwardeth because I know the fun that's down there.
I bet.
I'm sorry.
We don't. So considering our options, we either backtrack or we continue forward past Silverkeep into Mirefall, which honestly I heard good things about.
Yeah, Mirefall's a decent place. Pretty much the hive of scum and villainy was Silverkeep.
Yeah.
Are you being sarcastic, Weirds?
No, actually, because you're the one who talked about it.
Yeah, how I don't want to go there?
Mirefall?
Yeah, that's where my parents are. Like my adoptive parents.
You said it was an okay
Yeah,
town.
and how
It's
I
not-
don't want to
so
go
it's
there
not
because that's where
Silver-
my parents are.
Yeah, but your
So-
reason is ridiculous.
Let's just go back to Grandma's house.
I'm not
I
sure
mean-
if they love me anymore.
We could either risk another Assassin Stone as we circumvent Raskin's Folly to get to the Hammerite Quarry, or we can go towards Mirefall through Moostable into Caerleon, or continue on towards whatever this Witherbark place is. I don't know anything about that. But Braidwardeth is right there.
It's down there.
And now that we have a technically functional lighthouse, maybe we could
And
get that going for them.
those of you in the group, like, you're not entirely sure what exactly is in Braidwardeth. There's always rumor and speculation. There have been stories among stories about various like run-ins with hags and other strange entities in the swamps of Braidwardeth, but not necessarily definitive proof.
When I was a dragon, did we fly over?
You did fly over Braidwardeth. And again, it was a very large, swampy region. Though there was like a town or two down there, like in, like along like the river that sort of sort of like just was pooling out from like underneath the water or underneath the land and ran out into the ocean. There seemed to be like one or two towns along that river, though you didn't really see many people. You saw a couple like scattered huts as well. You saw what you thought was a walking hill. Just a very large creature with it's just like a bunch of like earthy mass on its back.
Okay. Assume I shared that with the group as well.
I would assume like when you told them about your travels in the dragon form, you did tell them about Braidwardeth.
So I keep looking at Braidwardeth for some reason. You know what's down there? Zafira. Is it
like,
a bustling city or?
I mean, there's some small towns, but I didn't really see any people when we went over it. Then she like looks at the glove and she's like debating on putting it on again and going back over. Yeah, I need a refresher, maybe.
So so you don't necessarily need a refresher. I'll let you know that when you did go over it, you did see signs of life, but not people. It was a very, very swampy area, like swamp and marshland. You kind of got like a feeling of like a familiar feeling, not like you've been there before, but maybe a grandma lives down there.
We're just
Can't
gonna
take much more of this.
Danielle takes a marker and just goes circles around that entire peninsula and just goes swamp.
Yeah, it's mostly swamp. I mean, there was life there, but not necessarily people.
Okay.
Would I, because you said that it was familiar to me, can I, probably not a history check, but can I roll a check to see if
you can give me a grandma history check.
A grandma history check.
Sometimes it's best to let sleeping things lie. That you can't possibly find an argument with that, Danny.
Swamp.
So that's a 22.
So
I rolled an 18.
Grandma history. You do remember overhearing the girls during one of their card nights talking about a couple individuals who lived down in Braidwardeth. You know, just people talking about others, talking a little smack, how they seem to have upset Grandma Sophie.
Oh no.
You're not really sure how it was, but like you assume they stole like a cookie recipe or something. They stole some sort of recipe from your grandma, and she had a bit of a grudge against them.
So Braidwardeth,
just being the little girl that you were, you assumed that somebody stole grandma's cookie recipe.
Which you never
The
do.
biggest crime ever.
Yeah, right. You don't steal a grandma's cookie recipe. But so it's mostly swamps and that shit people. I heard grandma was talking to the other grandmas during poker night, and they said that someone from Braidwardeth, some piece of shit from Braidwardeth stole her recipe. I think it's for cookies, but I don't know. It was hard to understand because I was in the kitchen. I was making them drinks and then my other potions as well.
So I was kind of busy with that. But I remember they didn't think I was listening. I was kind of listening.
I kind of feel the tug there, but I don't want to just go on an assumption.
Yeah, I mean, from what I hear, there's a good reason that there's no main road that goes down to Braidworth.
Additionally, if someone pissed off Sophie enough for her to express discontent, I mean, why wouldn't she take care of it herself?
That's a good question. I mean, like, if someone stole something, why wouldn't you want to get it back?
So it's either it wasn't that big a deal and she was just griping to gripe, or it was a big deal and they're extremely powerful beyond even her abilities. In either case, we should press on.
Yeah.
Past it.
So, just like we'll go past Meyerfall then?
Well, then
And
if we
either
go,
Moose Bowl or Withers Park?
I was gonna say, if we go past Meyerfall, north of that, that's Grandma's house. So
Right. But it's also Moose Bowl.
with Moostable. Yep,
We could have her translate those books.
true.
hmm
Wait. Have we not already translated them?
They're the ones that's in like a super ancient version of High Elven that I can't really read.
Yeah, we
Even
found
I-
out that like
Gotcha,
they
gotcha.
could, but they need some time and
Hmm.
all that.
Yeah, and they're busy doing the ritual around Silver Keep at the time. So
Right,
Yeah,
that's what
it's
it was. Okay.
better
I
than
was-
going to my parents.
And I was
Hmm.
thinking that with how Grandma Sophie can kind of helped us a little bit with some of the corruption, it would definitely make the power armor go quicker.
oh yeah,
And
do you
we
think
can
she
see
can like give you more of those crystals, and then you could like put them in the armor somehow and
Yeah,
like,
she can infuse
amplify
other
them?
parts of her magic into
Wait.
the armor. What?
Wait.
What?
Wait.
What?
What?
Zen,
What?
didn't you figure out how to do the corruption thingy?
Yeah, in my book, but nobody was listening to me. You said I wrote down rubbish.
Well, Okay, first of all, we couldn't understand what you wrote, but you're saying you still can?
No, I can understand it. It's
Okay.
telling us if we ever get corrupted, how to fix it.
Okay.
Write it in common.
And you can translate that to her artificing abilities as well?
I think this is post becoming corrupted, not something to actively fight corruption. Does that make sense? Like
To
once you're
avoid it.
infected, to cure it. That was the impression I got, unless I'm wrong, Rojan.
Something like that.
Yeah.
What
So
if Grandma
Okay.
Sophie can read your writing too?
who cares? I know what it says. Respectfully to your grandma,
Yeah, I
but
was
I know
just
what it
saying.
says, and I'm in my truth.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Well,
Who cares what a hag thinks?
She's
Bring
not
your
a hag, she's a
grandma into
grandma.
everything.
all right.
Well, yeah, she kinda is very helpful.
Well, we
Oh,
can
I am
still go.
too.
We could also kind of just explore some of the weaker pockets since we still have that protection from earlier. There's also that. We could just go
There's
exploring.
one right
some of
here
these-
that we could practice on with the stuff that
Yeah.
we currently have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
let's hop right
one or
into
this one.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, just I mean, we do have that little bit of protection. It's how we were able to get.
You
know,
also do have one
Simon.
to like the northeast of you as well.
yeah, northeast, northwest.
But this is sort of the direction we're wanting to go in anyway, right? Because
Yeah.
Yeah. This one is the one that was worrying Vanica though.
Which one?
The one by Harlequin Forest, the one in between us and Harlequin.
The thing
Forest.
is that if we go in there, we have no means of getting rid of it, unfortunately.
Well, getting rid
Unless-
of it, no, but we can actually monitor, like, we can go in there and see what may be in there.
I could ask my notebook tomorrow with the help of you guys and see if there's a way to banish corruption. I might not know though.
I mean, I would say that's a worthy endeavor. You do know the risks, so you were probably best to do that.
Okay. I'll do that tomorrow then. I'll give it a go.
I have a
all right.
question.
Mhm.
If I wonder if she uses the book again, would she no longer be able to read what she wrote?
No, we decided that I could.
Oh, yeah, because
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
a separate script that she put off into her own notebook.
Yep.
Okay, good. Just double checking.
She copy pasted.
Hmm. The information's put into my brain, but if I speak it out, then it sounds like rubbish. If I write it down, it looks like rubbish to anybody but me.
Yep.
So it's fine,
Oh.
and it's still usable in
Mm.
my book. I just can't.
Out of curiosity, when I died,
Which time?
the one with the lightning bolt where I failed
Oh,
the
yeah.
natural one.
Yeah.
When I
Was
was
it
brought
Satan?
back, did I see Zen fiddling with her
Mm-mm.
necklace? No.
No. Zen.
She's going to pose the question. How did I get brought back?
You know,
Two.
you know that she used the
Absolutely
time
told
you.
the time turner.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I was asking about. So could you explain how to use that in case you go down?
Oh, darling, I really don't think you could use that. That's for like people who are.
Points
Oh,
at
I don't
Zafira.
know.
Points at Zafira is like intelligent.
Kind of.
It's an attunable
Oh,
item,
hey,
isn't it?
did you just
Points at-
call me
points at-
dumb?
Points at Chloe. Clever. Not either.
She called me dumb.
It won't
Twice.
go down. And if I do, it'll be fine. You guys can just bring me back. It's fine.
How?
Grandma.
Don't worry about it.
Grandma.
I'm feeling confident. I also don't want anybody else's mitts on my stuff.
That's fair, but I wouldn't remove it from you. I just click a button.
How
if it was
very
that easy.
wizardly of you.
Don't touch my stuff.
I would just click the button if it worked that way, but I don't know how to do that.
Mm. Well, I guess I know the risks.
All right. So if I'm understanding here, your planning is to explore the corrupted area right outside the Lonic Wood. Is where your next destination is at.
Yes.
Here?
That was one.
Yeah.
So I'll bring up the map so everybody can
And
see
in
it.
the meantime, I like between now and when we get there, I would use the notebook to figure out how to get rid of corruption, or at least lessen it, or something like that.
Okay.
So just putting everything out there. I know it's not a possibility yet, but if we find a way to survive in the corruption, I want to go to Ferrisport.
Agreed. I mean, we could
It's not
probably
like-
go anywhere it's corrupted.
But that's like a
Okay.
huge amount of corruption. The only reason we'd be able to traverse this kind is because it's not so much.
Oh, and I know
But we have
it's
to-
not an immediate thing, but like if we find a way to survive in the corruption, I want to go to Ferrisport.
We have a spider
Alright,
god to
alright.
resurrect.
I want.
What?
I want.
No.
I want a dagger. I want a dagger. I want a dagger.
No, we
You're
want
gonna have to
save that
fight
dagger.
a lot of people a lot more powerful than us
Out
if
of
you want that
character.
dagger.
We want to save that dagger for the flesh person.
No.
Yeah?
No, if you remove that dagger, it awakens an elder god.
Yeah. Like.
Well-
The dagger that's being referenced.
Sorry, I'm thinking about the gun. Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
I
thinking
don't,
you're
about the
I
thinking
gun.
about
don't
the
think
gun.
we actually know about the dagger that's
No.
being referenced.
No, you don't.
Pulls
Um,
dagger out, shoots the golden gun.
No, want to save
Mine.
the gun for the flesh person.
just yoink. Spoof.
Out of character, why do we
roll.
want that knife?
We don't.
We don't.
We don't.
We don't. It's just. It's just.
It's an artifact of immense.
Shut up!
It's an
I'm
artifact.
getting confused.
It's an artifact of immense power from season 1. Is
Yeah.
the whole point.
Okay. No, I thought you were talking about the gun. I'm like, no, we have to save that for like.
Yeah. That would be a world-ending calamity if we did that, and it would have to be using the one gun bullet.
Wouldn't be the first time that
yeah,
a
no.
world-ending calamity happened.
I'm pulling that dagger and then using the gun on myself. It's your problem now.
Hello?
Just stand in front
Wow.
of. Just stand in front of it and hope you shoot it.
How to
That
TPK.
That
That's
bitch.
messed up.
What does the knife do? Out of curiosity.
It's
So
it's a God Sealer.
the knife itself is a fang of the spider god. and it pretty much like once you make a pact with it and everything, and you stab, like you kill something with it to take its soul, it will transform to any weapon that you want. It's a sentient weapon. It's a weapon of great power, but it is also the way to keep this like ancient old god anchored and unable to like, well, survive in this present world. So season 1, HP Fox's character made a pact with this weapon, awoke the spider god, and it was a whole ordeal. But at the end, they jammed the fang into the top of the spider god's head. It killed the spider god as it landed in Ferrisport. The people of Ferrisport carved out the inside of this spider god and turned it into a monument to the heroes that saved, Ferrisport and saved the world. And that dagger is still embedded into the body of the spider god at this point in time. If it's removed, the spider god will wake up. It will reform, it will wake up, and all hell will break loose. What's up?
Would I have studied this at school?
Actually, yes, you would have.
So I would know about the knife?
You don't know
You went on a
specifically
field trip.
about the knife. You know that somehow, by some means, a group of heroes is able to subdue Zatrot, the spider, like the old god of spiders, lies, everything like that. And then his body was converted into a monument.
Is what I'm thinking, gang. The old heroes who are definitely not as cool as us, they obviously managed to subdue a god somehow. Going to Ferrisport is not a bad idea to maybe get an idea of how they did that in case we need to later fight some kind of a fleshy demon god lady who scares the shit out of me.
Yeah,
I mean, I
could
told
be.
you about the knife in the monument and everything. I remember.
I don't think
telling
you did. I think you kind of kept that information to yourself. I'm
So-
pretty sure you were just trying to use it as like leverage. Be like,
So
oh, I
if-
already knew about that.
So
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Oh yeah, you know that knife thing? Or you're
Oh,
talking?
I already knew about that.
Yeah, that's like old news.
so if the fang of the spider kills the spider, does the flesh of the flesh god kill the flesh god?
Yeah, make her
don't
eat
know.
her own skin.
Flesh for the flesh
Mm.
god. Sorry.
Just
Crab for
smother
the
her in
crab
her
god.
own fucking wraps. I don't know.
Ew,
So what
don't
I'm
say
hearing
wraps. We're
is
talking about skin.
Yeah,
we can go to Ferrisport.
Yes,
Could.
but only
I would
after
be
we
open
figure
to
out
it.
how to
later
survive
down the road if we're able to do all that. Yeah, sure.
If we're able
And-
to survive Ferrisport, I would like to go. Because the corruption does go underneath, and there's a lot of
So where are we going
monsters
tomorrow?
there.
heading towards Lonic Wood, and we're
Lonic
definitely not going to be waylaid by anything that might end us up in Mirefall.
Like an assassin stone.
No, even then.
Fingers crossed we don't run into any more of those.
Yeah.
But we're going to go check out this corruption, and then we're going to do a very wide berth around Mirefall, head back up to the Lonic Woods to say hi to Sophie.
I'm
Alright,
sure
so-
that the horsies will be very happy that they don't have to take us anywhere.
Horsies,
But-
forget the horsies. We have Spider now.
That's what I mean. I'm saying that the horsies are probably very happy about that. We should we should let them know that they can
Just
retire
really-
here.
Yeah, just build a stables for them, I guess. I don't know. Also, I'm to understand that Brutus is no longer constructing at the moment.
No, Brutus is. They
Okay, I thought he
no.
got.
He was just informed that they now have help with
Okay.
with Beatrice helping out.
Okay.
Yeah, once they're done, he's going to go join Octavian.
Yeah, they're still
That's
working
what I
on.
heard.
They're
Okay.
still like putting the refurbishing into the house now and building your
Gotcha.
guys' wings. It's just now she'll be able to assist them with that.
Cool.
Walls are
I
built,
heard
but
the-
there's no
I heard
plumbing.
I heard the second part of that
Yeah.
where it was like he's got to go.
No. The Brutus and the rest of the crew are still there. They're still going to be working on the estate, but when they're done, they're going to go and like leave to join Octavian.
Well, all right. So tomorrow we head towards Lonok.
Okay.
All right.
there anything anyone who hasn't spent their downtime yet? Is there anything you are looking to do, or are you just relaxing?
Trying to think of what I could do right now. Because
In
I'm
the
looking at it.
pile of crap that Danny stole, is there any instruments?
Give me a investigation check. Let's see if
I also have a
That's a big
question.
ask, man.
it's a DC 10.
for
Okay, 17. Yeah. All right, I'll take that.
What's up, Cass?
Oh, I was going to ask if piloting my spider would be considered vehicle handling.
Yes,
Damn it.
but it's vehicle handling. It's like so.
You
But
should already be proficient with that mechanical piece, right? there.
you've got
Yeah,
you've got your you've got the user's manual as well, so you can.
I do. It's right now I have vehicle handling 8.
Yeah, you're fine then.
So
Yeah, mine's 6.
So
I think it's 8 till I like 8 hours done.
yeah, you have
Oh.
8 points done. I mean, you could
Out of
still
is
dri-
it
you
still
can,
out of 25?
yes, you no, it's 32,
35, I believe.
35.
It just
Yeah,
keeps getting worse.
No, but the thing is even though you don't have vehicle handling for like a mechanical thing, nobody has that. You can still pilot it. I mean, you have the instruction manual. You're not going to be able to do anything great with it until you read through it, but this is different than driving your cart.
Okay.
This is like a specialty thing that you don't gain proficiency with it until you finish the training manual.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry about that. Continue on with the instrument thing. I was just curious.
But there is an instrument. There are quite a few instruments in the pile of stuff that Danny has gathered. A couple of them are even in the magical section.
I know it would have been probably maybe a bit too large to shove into a bag of holding, but is there by any chance a cello in the...
There is a cello. There is a cello in the
I'm
mix.
taking it. I don't care if it's in the magic pile or not, I'm taking it.
Here we go.
It's in the magic pile.
It's in my pile now.
Is there anything else in the magic pile that a poor little wizard might like?
That a poor little wizard might like. What is the poor little wizard looking for?
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe.
know.
Maybe some magical jewelry or like, I don't know, something wearable with magical properties, because I already have my staff. I don't think I can carry anything else.
So you're looking for like an accessory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, unless there's like cloaks or something I could wear.
Go
or something. I don't know.
ahead. Let's say, go ahead and give me an investigation roll. Let's see if anything catches your eye.
Okay. Is my investigation? Oh, duh. I got a 22.
22.
Wearable, essentially.
So there's a few things that have been separated off to the side that are like tertiary accessories, you know, cloaks, rings, earrings, pendants, medallions. All that stuff has been like put off into its own little section. Something though catches your eye. Doesn't really like, and it's something that's surprising to you because it doesn't really say Zen, but it just catches your eye as it's just this long flowing black cloak, and it's just got various ripples sort of strewn across it, like just like very like almost as if you're looking at just like a small pool of water, and like raindrops are hitting it and causing ripples. But these ripples are paw prints.
Okay. I hold Obi's gooey body up to it to have him sniff it, make sure it's not suspicious.
And much like what a cat does, it just kind of just like sits there and stares at it and like looks at you and looks around. Obi doesn't really have a vested interest in this cloak.
I take that in my humanness, like my just total unawareness of how cats work. It's just like, so it's safe. So I pick it up and I want to study it more.
Okay. So, you're going to study that. Are you studying your cello, Chloe?
Yeah, I might as well.
Okay.
I've got the time to do it.
So the cello is this interesting device to say. When you play it, it allows you to summon the recently deceased, the spirits of the recently deceased. And it allows you to converse with them as if it was a speak with dead spell.
Is it bound by the same limit on number of questions?
Yes.
That Speak with Dead is okay.
Yes. But unlike Speak with Dead, to where it's one focus, this cello will pick up everything in the vicinity. So if there are multiple dead bodies, you cast this, it's like an area of effect with Speak with Dead. And each one of those individuals will be able to answer the questions.
Nice.
So I probably feel free to say no, because I'm still like trying to figure out the blueprints and book and everything like that. But I know it was a one-off, but I was kind of interested in those goggles.
Okay. Yeah, I'll everyone can have a chance of like grabbing a magical item from the pile today.
I feel like she would grab it and be like, I wonder if these would help.
And like, yeah, it is very like Luna Lovegood-esque, like goggles, just very vibrant, very out there style look. But yeah, you could grab those if you want. And if you want to study for an hour, you can. Zen, your cloak, when you wear it, allows you to do two things. Allows you to.
Let me pull. I'm just gotta type real quick. Magical cloak, black. All right. Hit me with it.
So, the first ability allows you to traverse through water, meaning you transform yourself into water and you're able to move in through like any form of like liquid. This includes through cracks, through holes in the wall, through anything that where water can reach. If water is running through it, you can traverse it.
If it's being poured by someone, it doesn't have to be like naturally flowing.
It doesn't have, you can traverse yourself into a pitcher of water.
Oh, you turn into water.
You turn
What
into
influence
water.
activates?
You
Okay.
are complete. You are still conscious. You can move with it as well. But the moment you are out of water, you transform back into your original state.
Okay.
The second one allows you to summon a water elemental panther. This panther will fight alongside of you, much like kind of like what Pop-Tart does, to where at the end of your turn you can give it a command as a bonus action to make an attack itself.
Okay. Cool. I put the cloak around my shoulders after I figure it out, and I hold my hand out, and using my magic, I summon the water panther
And
into the camp.
so, like, as you like reach your hand out, you can everyone around you can see just like these treads of like these giant paws just slamming into the water of the cloak, as out from underneath out from like the underside of the cape, this water panther leaps out and lands in front of you in a defensive stance. And as it's standing there, you can hear the effects of like rainwater around it.
I
That's so
crouch
cool.
down and I hold my hand out very nervously so that it can smell it.
And it walks over and just like runs its just like headbutts into the hand.
Is Obi jealous?
No.
No. Oh, that
Obi's,
would've been fun.
Obi's interested in the water cat, but kind
Oh
of
my
like
god,
walks
Obi
over,
riding on his back.
walks over and like sniffs him and just like just starts like lapping up at the paw because of the water.
Aw. And then can I like, as I'm holding the panther, am I able to like change into water and pass through it? So I pass through it on the other side of
Yep.
it. I try that.
And you just
You guys,
You're just full of surprises, aren't you?
it's actually
so
quite cool. Is it okay if I have this, you guys?
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah.
Finders
Cool.
keepers, you're good.
This is very cool. Thank you, Rojan.
I will tell you this: the panther has an armor class of 14.
Oh,
It has 45 hit points. It has a vulnerability to lightning. Just so you know, because water. It has a bite attack that is at a currently +6 to hit. It does a 1d8 plus your intelligence or plus your charisma or whatever your highest modifier, your spellcasting modifier is. So for you, I believe it would be intelligence. And that was the bite attack, right? That I just said. I lost my train of thought. And it's got a claw attack as well that will do 1d6 plus your spellcasting modifier damage.
okay. One of my superpowers is being able to type really fast while people are dictating to me.
A good superpower to have.
Okay. Well, cool, cool. I got all that down.
Zafira,
Yes.
are you spending your hour to look at these wacky goggles?
Yes.
So, what you have in front of you is a miraculous pair of goggles known as the Eyes of the Beholder. Each one of these gemstones in here will fit over the eye itself. While the gemstone is over the eye, using an action, you're able to use a eye beam attack at a range maximum of 60 feet. Each one of these 6 gemstones will do various effects.
Interesting.
Once you use a gemstone, it cannot be used again until the gemstones have been shrouded in darkness for 24 hours.
So wait, the gemstones can't be used again, or the goggles?
The gemstones, each gemstone has
Okay.
a one-time use, and then they have to be covered in darkness for 24 hours for them to recharge.
Does bag of holding count as darkness?
Not really, because it's not really darkness. Though you could stick it in a normal bag.
Oh, okay. For how many hours?
24.
24. Okay. Okay. I was gonna ask how much damage, but it's various effects, so.
Give me 1 second here. I don't know why I'm looking on Google when it should just be in Roll20. It was in Roll20. Okay. So you have 6 gemstones here. The first gemstone is a charge ray, or not a charge ray, a charm ray. You can use this on a creature and they need to make a DC whatever your spellcasting modifier saving throw of wisdom, or they are charmed for 1 hour by you.
Okay, I'm sorry. DC spellcast modifier, saving throw.
No, it's your DC spellcast. It's your spellcasting modifier saving throw. Your saving throw itself. It's on your spells page.
Yes, I know. I'm just.
Yep. And it's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Okay.
Yep. If they fail it, they're charmed for you by 1 hour or until they are harmed. The next ray is a paralyzing ray. Much like the other one, they need to make a saving throw of your spell save DC, Constitution this time, or they are paralyzed for 1 minute. They can repeat the save at the end of each turn to see if they can end the effect sooner than 1 minute, but on fails, they're going to be paralyzed for a good minute.
Okay.
The next one that you have is the Fear Ray. They need to make a DC whatever your spell saving throw, again, wisdom saving throw, or they are frightened of you for 1 minute.
Okay.
I can just do this to make it easier for you. I'm going to post it all in Roll20 chat.
Okay, now I have to delete what I put and put what you put.
Okay, now where it says DC 16, whatever, that DC is whatever your spell save DC is.
Okay.
But the other ones are a slowing ray, an enervation ray, and the telekinetic ray.
Cool.
I didn't know I was reading that off when I could have just copy pasted the information. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm a genius.
Giving the information to the crowd that's watching us.
Yeah.
Slowing ray, necrotic damage.
Yep.
Telekinetic. Huh.
You have 6 out of like the 9 or 10 eye beams that a beholder has.
Seems really OP.
It really isn't.
Takes one action, and you only get to choose one at a time.
Yeah.
And you can only use it once every 24 hours. You can only use one beam every 24 hours.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Can I use a different beam?
As long
Next,
as
and-
as long as the gemstone has a charge in it, you can use it. It's just that once it's been expelled, that gemstone can't be used again until you shroud it in darkness for 24 hours.
Okay.
Hmm.
Cool. Hell yeah.
All right. And Danny, you got your boots.
Well, actually, I unattuned from those items
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure that they're back in the pile.
Okay.
And so I've just got my axe, my bullets, and my normal traveling gear.
Okay.
I'm carrying maybe like 50 pounds worth of stuff.
You are traveling super light.
Yeah, I can carry 270 pounds worth of stuff. Fine. Leaving room for more stuff to grab.
Who cares about max weight?
Especially
Not
when you got a
me.
bag of holding. So yeah, I think she's just gonna wind down for the night,
Okay.
enjoy a meal.
Alrighty.
How long does my water panther hang around for?
Until you dismiss him.
Can I cuddle with my cats on the edge of camp?
You can.
Can we just have a slumber party outside?
Yeah, you could have an outside slumber party outside, like on the front lawn of the estate.
I'm gonna do that. If you need us, we'll be over here enjoying nature's bounty.
I cast silent image over there to make it look like there's like fireflies slowly dancing around the area.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Every now and then, Obi gets up and he kind of like jumps and he paws at some of the fireflies that catch his attention.
That's so nice. Thank you.
Oh. Why didn't I think about this sooner? Was there any actual like money, gold, silver, copper that was in our pile, or was it just items?
Just items.
Okay, cool. One less thing to worry about. We're good.
And then so night comes, and since you are at home, a peaceful sleep ensues without any need to roll any sort of encounter or ill effects.
Nice.
And as night passes, a new day begins, and everybody wakes up to what you have come to expect now when you are at your camp, or now at the estate, of a very delicious smelling, well prepared breakfast.
Morning, everyone. I hope you all slept well.
Surprisingly well, yeah.
That was almost as peaceful as the night in the hotel.
And since you all
No,
have
it
your
was-
bedrooms now,
It was more peaceful than that night because we didn't wake up to somebody screaming in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I sit down and I make myself a cup of tea. Are we heading out today?
Got all your things taken care of here.
Yeah.
No need to make a last minute bathroom break before we get in the spider jockey thing.
I mean,
To
I'm
be fair, I
having some
didn't-
breakfast first, but
Yeah, it's a fear I do need to go to the bathroom.
Um,
Any weird concoctions you have brewing before we leave?
no, not right now.
Okay.
No potions right now. I was mostly just focusing on trying to figure out their handwriting, Zachariah's handwriting, but I think that I made some headway.
Nice.
Um, But I was going to say I could read more on the cart, but since I'm going to be piloting the spider, I think that it'll be
A little difficult.
yeah, another time.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
I'll work
we
on it
ever-
when I can.
If we ever go back to horse and buggy, I'll switch up with it. All right, breakfast sounds delicious.
I'll make myself a cup of tea.
I'm gonna just do some rituals here at the breakfast table. Don't mind me.
What are you working on? I mean, you probably need to focus, sorry.
It's just swapping out a spell.
Ooh, yeah, me too.
Is that a normal thing you can do on the fly? Because I usually hear some people get stuck with spells.
Well, so it's less like a spell that I know and more I commune with the spirits and they lend me that magic.
Right, that thing you did back in Tergara.
Yeah,
Okay.
somebody of my skills wouldn't normally be able to use the spells that I have access to, but the spirits give me access to those spells.
Okay.
And as for me, I can just only swap out ones that I know already. So, I will say, if you see any scrolls when you're out and about that look like they could have spells on them, that's something you could grab that would be useful.
If I read it, does it automatically go boom? Like get used up?
If you finish
I
the
read it.
incantation.
So I don't have to speak. As long as I don't
No.
speak the words that are on the paper, I can just say, "Ooh, that looks like magic." Pass it to Zen.
Yeah, and it won't
Okay.
just go boom. It'll, you know what? I would appreciate if you would keep an eye out for that.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Keep up.
Yeah,
Keep
I
a
guess-
lookout for more blueprints for Zafira.
Now that we have some money, next time we find ourselves in civilization, you could probably buy some spell scrolls.
Yeah.
What money? I've got like 14 gold.
Well, now that I have some money.
Oh, fair enough.
While we're eating breakfast, I do want to ask, what does the potion of propellant bones do?
When you drink it, it takes all of your bones and it forces them outwards in a burst, and whoever's near you takes 10d6 damage. But then you die.
Got it.
That's like a last minute fuck you. Damn.
If I'm leaving, you're coming with me.
I'm just
Okay.
joking. I don't know what that does. It
I was
sounds
like, wait a
horrid,
second, that's not what I did.
In character? Don't know.
though. I wanted to see if you'd buy it.
I was
Danielle
panicking because I'm
definitely
like, where the fuck did I make that? That sounds awesome.
Hey, that's my idea. You can't steal it.
Yeah, I just remember hearing something about bone propellant, and I thought it was like you use like bones to fly around or some shit. Propel.
Yeah, and I figured the marvelous, mysterious transportation liquid is like a
That's
like
just gaseous
teleport.
form given a fancy name.
yeah.
Question, Rojan. On my
Yeah.
tape, does that only apply to water? Or does it apply to liquid?
Liquid in general. It's just mainly used as water.
Okay.
But your panther is only water.
No, I know. I'm thinking
Danielle
I should.
Danielle gets curious. She kind of looks over at the magic piles like, is there like a kilt or a skirt over there? She
Yeah,
wears
skirts.
clothes. Have you seen my profile picture?
Um,
A kilt, maybe. Hold on.
As you're looking through that, I hold the teapot out to Chloe and I go, just hold this up high and pour the tea out into this cup.
Okay.
And as she does that, I'm gonna touch the tea and I'm gonna go up the spout into the teapot.
And you see the moment like her finger touches the tea, it just starts like materializing into the same liquid, like the liquid texture, her entire body, and it just slurps up into the tea kettle.
Oh,
I'm gonna plug the spout.
I'm gonna turn into a droplet of tea and like kind of try to force the water. Like there's a little teapot like cup at the top where you can take the top off, and I'm just gonna go through like a little plop of tea, and as I jump out, I'm gonna land on the other side of the table.
Okay. And as you just hit the covering, and you come out of like the little spout at the top. It's just this long line of tea, and as it hits the ground, it just reforms into Zen.
turns out we're all becoming like elemental, like benders. Like Chloe's like an airbender.
Oh, okay, so
And,
hear me out.
Oh, you tried to plug the spout.
I have an idea. Yeah, but that was funny. Have an idea.
Yeah. I probably have the same idea, but go on.
So you turn into water, and we put you in a bottle or a water skin or something, and then we go to like a bank or a treasury or something of that
Comes
sort.
the heist
I
again.
knew it was gonna be.
Yep, I knew it. I knew
Nice.
it.
Heist.
You're
Right?
about as
Okay.
subtle as a gun.
Golden gun. You see where
Yeah.
I'm going with that, though?
Yeah, I
Like,
already
you-
had the same idea. I'm already
yeah,
moved on to like
like,
20 other things, Chloe.
You could totally get into vaults and stuff without having to worry about the lock.
No, I know, Chloe. I'm already thinking of like 50 other things, but sure, we'll try your heist thing.
About time we do something interesting, don't you think?
Good lord. But
All
yeah,
these libraries and these rich people mansions.
so I
It's still
think
so more fun.
if you pour the water into a crack in the wall or down a spout or something, or I don't know, I should be able to just make my way in.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Does anybody want tea? No.
So
I
as
don't know,
as you're
it kinda
doing
tastes like you now.
as you're doing your little
I don't know
tea
what it
trick and
tastes like.
everything, Danny, you do find a kilt.
Bagpipes start playing.
Puts it on. It's kind of comes back in and like concentrates on it while she accepts a cup of tea from
Okay.
Zen.
So as you're like eating breakfast and everything, breakfast takes about an hour, so you have time to
Yeah.
admire the kilt. This kilt provides you with something known as freedom of movement.
Ooh.
While wearing this kilt, you can activate a charge that is inside of it that prevents you from negative terrain effects such as difficult terrain. You cannot be restrained, you cannot be slowed, you can like any terrain effect just does not have an effect on you. You could just continue moving as normal.
Okay. Huh. Freedom of movement kilt.
This is a one-time use. Recharges every long rest.
Okay. Long
You could
rest.
also use this kilt to break out of a restraint. If you are somehow restrained, you are somehow just like you are immobilized, you can use the kilt to break out of it. This includes petrification.
Oh shit. Okay. That works for me.
Put the kilt on right now.
It's already on and I'm finishing breakfast.
It is an attunement though.
Yeah, let's see. So if I remember correctly, I've got the Warhammer axe. I've got the bullets, which are not attunable.
No.
Those are just
Those are just bullets.
I have the ring, which is an attunement item. And I think got one more attuned item.
The boots, but you unattuned from those.
I unattuned from the boots. I'm trying to think. Strength ruby, ring, and the Bimmy coin, or rather, no, the raccoon coin is not a
No.
attuned item. Okay, so yeah, it's just the gun axe and the kilt. Nice. She's really getting that Scottish vibe now.
Hey, speaking of attuned things, does anyone mind if I keep this like blue crystal cylinder thingy that we pilfered from the lockbox?
Sure. What does it do, by the way?
It changes things into other things.
Oh,
but
it's
it hurts when you do it.
the transmutation thing. Got it.
Good old meta magic.
I mean,
Okay, dokie.
Yeah.
And we all know that these items have a little bit of risk to them, so please be careful. Let's see. The extreme luck platinum
It's
coin.
fine.
You say that until
Um,
somebody drinks you.
No, no,
So do I still have the dart of golden liquid?
Yeah. I don't think you used it. I don't think you gave it to anyone.
Okay. So, beginning of the day, she's going to go ahead and think.
You just like, you all just see Danny just take this gold, like this dart with this golden liquid, just jam it into her arm and inject it into her.
And then she puts the dart back into a pocket,
You take 1 point of damage when you stab yourself.
of course.
I'm
then-
sorry.
And then she pulls out the extreme luck platinum coin.
What you did? Are we doing drugs at the breakfast table now?
I am automatically succeeding on getting a 20 on the luck platinum coin.
Ooh. Okay. Did I tell
And
you
that
what?
uses- So the golden liquid is liquid success, automatic. Next day it refills.
Oh,
That's
I
an,
thought we were
that's an
using
automatic success.
I thought we were
success.
using that for when I try to
And-
get information out of the notebook so I don't die.
We didn't get that far yet.
We did. We talked
Um,
about it. I'm scared now.
Did we?
Yeah, you did.
It's okay though.
You did.
It would have refilled this morning.
Okay, so I will tell you this. The automatic success does not allow you to get an automatic nat 20. It just
But
allows
it
you to
doesn't give me a
succeed.
nat 1.
Doesn't give you a nat 1.
Nat 1's Okay.
Like that luck coin is that you cannot like use the liquid to
Okay.
get an automatic nat 20.
Shit. All right. Well,
If you want to, you could retcon and just pull the liquid out of you.
yeah, we'll just reverse all that because that was the idea to mix the two
Yeah,
together.
yeah. I saw where you're going with it. That was a good idea, but no, it gives you an automatic success, not an automatic crit.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So we've gotten that cleared up.
Yeah.
The extreme luck platinum coin I still have.
Mm-hmm.
Flip. And I guess that's a D2.
It's one of these here coins.
All right. Let's see if I can find the damn thing. Or better yet, let's see. Heads is
The Kraken.
Heads is the Kraken.
Heads is the success. Tails is the fail.
All right. Here we go. All right, that's a Kraken.
Nice. And what do you get from it?
Let's see. The Extreme Luck Platinum coin expands on better luck for us during our possible encounters for the day, I believe. Could be mistaken on that last part.
Is this the
It's
coin or is this the platinum poker chip?
This is the Platinum Poker Chip
Yeah.
from
So the poker chip on a successful flip makes it so that for the rest of the day our critical successes are more powerful.
right.
And
That's
then-
what I-
On a failure or tails, our critical failures become catastrophic.
yes, that's what it was.
Have we ever failed?
Yes, we have. I've died. Thank you.
But
I
then
rolled a
I
nat one.
succeeded,
But
and
did
it
you
was like
die?
it never happened.
Yes.
Okay. So for the next 24 hours, successes or critical successes provide better results.
Better results. We're gonna see how this goes. And then Zen, you already know what the golden liquid does, then, right? Because you did say you used it.
You had a discussion. You guys know what the liquid does. That it gives an automatic success.
Okay.
Like it
and we were
puts fortune in
talking-
your favor.
We were talking about how if I'm doing my notebook, it could be helpful to have that for when I'm doing those really risky rolls where I might die.
Right. So
Don't
hold on
let
to
that
one.
deter you
I will hold on to it.
from doing drugs at the
you-
breakfast table, but
But
but at this
Just
point,
saying.
nah, just gonna hold on to that for something else.
feel free to inject it into me when I'm in the throes of death. I have 2 kittens to take care of.
Automatic success. 3 failures later. Shit.
I think it's just the intelligence saving throw that's the big
that's
The
the
big
challenge.
doozy. That's the doozy.
Yeah.
Although I think I have to make a constitution saving throw to get the information down onto paper, and then I have to make a constitution saving throw for releasing it from my mind. And on that
Oh.
last one, I know I take psychic damage, which is
Yeah, the,
The
con
best
save
kind of
over going
damage.
0 HP is gonna be the big one because that's what knocks you out and gives you disadvantage on every other save.
Oh, since
Gotta do what I gotta do.
since you did sleep, Zen, you reduce your exhaustion by 1.
yay, I'm back to normal, but I think it would be funny if that my back to normal slowly gets worse and worse. Like,
Like,
You're back.
Like-
You're back to normal for you is like a barely functioning adult for
dark
Other people.
circles, you know,
too real. Too real.
hair's frizzy, can't be bothered to look proper. I'm just don't really care because I'm gonna end up looking shit at the end of the day anyway. So yeah, darker circles. The black magic that's been turning my hands black is slowly going up my arms. All that fun stuff. Cool, let's set out, guys. And I wave to Brutus. Goodbye.
he's like carrying like a couple 2x4s into the house, and he just like waves bye to you.
I don't think he cares for me anymore. Thinks once I turned him down, he's moved on. Good for him.
Or so you think.
Yeah. Well,
No,
at least he's respecting that barrier, right?
Exactly. You know, some people don't, and it's really.
So he's one of the nice ones, he's saying.
I'm never gonna say that about anybody. You can't trust anybody, Danny. Remember that. They'll
Okay.
act nice to be your friend, and you think you have a new friend, and it turns out they never actually wanted to be your friend. They just wanted to make out with you. So not
Well, that's a
only do you
good
find out
thing
that your friend turns out to be a dick, but you never had a friend to begin with. And you have to take psychic damage from that.
I refuse. And
Did you
also,
take-
terrible actor.
Did you take
We're good to
psychic
go.
damage from when you were making out with Chloe?
I've never made out with Chloe. I don't know how many times I have to tell you that I only said that because your grandmother doesn't know any sort of personal privacy boundaries.
She really, she
And-
really doesn't. But given how
And
she
you can tell
raised me,
Sophie the next time she wants to stick her head in my room, I'll be doing something much worse than making out with someone. How about that?
And my
Some-
makeout sessions only deal psychic damage when I want them to.
I'm gonna take 5.
Well, I mean, you could tell her yourself when we go visit.
No, I'm also letting you know nothing's happening between us.
I don't know. Sometimes it seems like there is something in the air.
Yeah, it's called anxiety. The world's about to end.
Well, other than that, I mean,
Look what you did to these poor adventurers. They have anxiety.
Anyway, we need to get going.
Yay. So finishing up breakfast and everything, she takes the well, little for now spider and just kind of like gently like places it on the ground and like presses the button.
And as you press the button, the box unfolds and everything begins to reconstruct itself into Regalia 1. Currently in its travel form, it does have the 2 seats in the front and the 4 seats in the back.
She like gently like pats it and then goes into the pilot seat and like adjusts the seat and everything. And turns on the ignition and everything.
And as you pop the key in, you turn it, like you hear the gears and everything begin to whirl up.
I probably should have practiced this beforehand.
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Can I try to like walk around in a circle first before more people get into it?
Sure. Give me a second. I'm going to take a look at your character sheet.
It's kind of a mess in the bio section because that's where I put all my notes.
I am not interested in the bio section.
Yeah, I just want to try like, the basics of going forward, reversing, and then turning.
All right. We're just going to call this a straight up dex check since you don't have vehicle handling yet.
Yeah. In the bio, it's vehicle handling 8 out of 35. So roll d20 for dexterity.
Yep. Just a straight up dex check.
All right. That is fading. What is that? And then, so I add the +3 on my dexterity, right? Okay. So that's a 12.
A 12. It's a little wonky to start off here. It's not something that you're definitely used to. You're used to, cart go forward, cart go backward, wheels. These are 8 legs that are walking. And so as you're turning it around, it's a little jank, but you slowly but surely start to get the basic handling of it.
Okay. Are you guys motion sick?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay. So I remember someone throwing up in the cauldron. I think this is not as bad as the cauldron though.
Because that grandma didn't know how to drive. They should implement something like a test you have to do in order to drive vehicles.
Nah, wing it.
To definitely have some sort of department that oversees it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you should have to like take the test multiple times to prove that you actually know how to ride and fly stuff. Not just a one-time thing when you're at your youngest.
Mm-hmm. Definitely should have multiple like renewal options. And you have to show you can do that. Anyway, get in the spider. I think I got it.
I will climb into one of the back seats.
Are there any buttons in the back seat?
There is one. There is a singular button in the back seat that is like in like a little center console between the 4 seats. Pressing it will like cause like a little like little cover to go over the seats.
Oh, right now we're in convertible mode.
You're in convertible mode right now.
Okay, I would just wanted to make sure that there's not a battle mode button in the back seat.
No.
That anyone could accidentally press
No.
and then get killed.
The only battle
Okay.
mode button is a switch on the main console.
Okay.
You reach out and you press the button, and the back half of the spider's body like opens up and does like a little covered dome over all of you. It's glass, so you can still see it. And then there's a little glass dome that goes over the main, like the front of it as well.
Okay.
It provides protection from the sun and also if it's raining or whatnot.
I think Danielle will join up in the front,
Okay.
just because she does have expertise in vehicle handling.
Not
So-
this vehicle.
No, however,
But
it
I,
says
I
land vehicles, and this is a land vehicle.
I figured that if anyone out of us besides me would know how to drive this thing, I hand you the manual so you can
I
read
start
it
reading.
while I'm trying to.
I read it. I look up. Okay, we're not dead yet. Read it more.
All right. So if you are taking the group out, Zafira, can I get one more dex check from you?
Okay.
$14.
Okay. Sure enough, you know, forward goes forward, backward goes backward, and you just slowly begin to ease the ease Regalia 1 out of the front gates of your home, and you begin your trek outside. Thankfully enough, it seems to be very responsive, and it isn't like too not even too, it isn't even as independent thinking as like the horses are, so it's not necessarily fighting you on anything.
Okay. I mean, and we're going straight for a while, so it's like the freeway.
And so as long as you don't have to make any turns.
Mhm.
Can I get a percentile roll from you?
You're gonna scare the shit out of anyone coming the other way.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. This one. And this one.
Four and double zeros. Like the one that has the double numbers, it's zeros. It's 0 0. So,
So you rolled
40?
a 4.
I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
So
So by the way, guys, I may have drank a lot before we left.
A lot of potions.
A
so
lot of
as
potions. I was testing. I was testing,
I was
out
testing
the-
a lot of
my own
potions.
potions. And somehow all my potions turn into alcohol.
So
Oh god, what is that?
as you are traversing along, seems to be a bright sunny day out here, out in the grasslands and everything. Everything looks to be okay. Everything feels okay. Nothing feels
Stop it.
foreboding, anything like that. And then off to you the east, you see a large pillar of light erupt from the land across from where you are in Braidwater, as this large blue beam of light shoots up into the sky and like burns for probably about a good minute before it fades away. Though there is, whatever this light was, whatever caused it, sends large rocks jutting out in like random directions, like covering large distances, and you see one hurling towards you at the
An
moment.
assassin rock.
I am going to need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Can I quickly jabber with the golden?
If you
No,
want.
it's
Ting!
As
You get.
I
as
don't think that it. Weren't we saving it?
well, you feel something jam into your arm
You didn't
as
need it.
as you are given an auto success.
I didn't need it. I rolled a 19. Plus 3.
Two.
Man,
Fira!
God damn it. Yeah, of course. It was like
you
the
can
times
save it.
that I
you
actually
can-
roll really well.
you-
You
you can
have
save
one
it
for
later.
24 hours.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm, mhm.
So if it's needed. But yeah, I rolled really well.
Um
And
the
somebody
reaction
somewhere,
time.
I get it. It's
somebody somewhere, I need one of you to keep track of Regalia 1 its hit points.
I'll do it.
Or whoever has the, like, everyone can do it. I just need somebody to keep track of it.
Okay.
Right now, Regalia 1 has 110 hit points.
Okay.
Its armor class is 18.
I'm plus 18.
If I level up, can I also level up Regalia 1? If I work on it?
Maybe.
Okay. I was just wondering if it was an option.
All right.
Okay, with that,
got
with
then.
that dexterity saving throw, you Regalia 1 is only taking half damage. It's only going to take 11 points of damage. As you're able, as you jerk the controls to the right, and it kind of jumps out of the way as this large landmass just slams into the ground, and it like throws up like an upheaval of like jagged rocks, and they kind of like hit into the protective dome that you've got over you, and kind of like scratch the paint of Regalia 1 a little bit. But this landmass that has been jutted into the ground now, you can see that it has been almost transformed, as it still seems to be holding its normal, what you assume to be its normal shape, as you could just still see like the wet rocky terrain of like a marshland, but you could see also like blue cracks of light emanating from the inside of this this mass.
Interesting.
Can I do an Arcana check?
If you want to get out of Regalia 1 and do a little bit of inspection on it.
Hold the spider. I'm just gonna hop out real quick and just take a peek.
I don't think we should be sticking around
All
for
right,
this.
go ahead and give me an
I just want to
Arcana
see real
roll.
quick. Just make sure this isn't something that's gonna bite us in the butt later. Hold on 1 second. +7. I got a 18.
An 18. Can I get
Wait,
a
no, sorry, I got a 19. Sorry.
Can I get a
'cause
Constitution saving throw from you as well?
Sure. Nat 20. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's the platinum coin 20.
Yep. So platinum coin 20, you're going to take no damage.
Excellent.
Though you can feel as you get closer to this thing that if it wasn't for the protection of this coin, your skin would be burning, as there seems to be a very heavy sense of like some sort of like magical energy radiating out from the inside of this rock.
Like
Something
Corruption?
launched plutonium, like something launched plutonium at us.
Not corruption, but you can see that the land around it is slowly beginning to be drained of life, as like the grass and the plants around it are just slowly browning and dying.
Necrotic damage,
Ugh.
right?
is it spreading out quickly?
It spreads out
Or
for
is it
probably it
slowing
spreads
down?
out to probably about 15 feet around the impact zone and stops.
Okay. And this was the only stone that got thrown this way.
The one closest to you, yeah.
Damn. Okay. I get back in the
You did make
spider.
you did make an Arcana
Sorry.
check. I forgot to
Oh
say.
yeah, I did. I did.
Whatever happened, whatever propelled that light into the sky, whatever charged this rock, was of a pure, like a pure, almost from the source, burst of concentrated arcane energy. Like somebody ripped it from like the arcane ley lines and just infused it into this rock. And you know that like untapped like uncontrolled arcane energy can cause like some serious deterioration to physical beings. It can cause plants and rock, like the earth and plant life and even animals to either succumb to damage or mutate if exposed for too long. It isn't the corruption, it's just unrestrained arcane energy.
Raw.
How long was this sequence of events?
This all happened in about 30 seconds.
Can I take out my locket and can I turn it back 30 seconds to see if it'll send the rock flying back in the direction it came from? Please, boss.
You can try.
Okay, what do I gotta do?
Roll me that d20.
You're doing quite well today. Okay, what do I need to add anything to it?
Nope, it's just the d20 roll.
Okay, it's a 16.
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
As you get close and you do your little time turny thing for 30 seconds and then you focus on the rock. And you can see the plant life and everything begin to regrow and the holes seal up. But the rock remains. As it is now just embedded into the earth, but it looks like a natural rock formation.
Well, so what about the necrotic energy that's in it?
It slowly once again begins to seep out, and it spreads out farther this time, to probably about 30 feet before it stops.
Interesting.
Mm.
Can I try something? Can I cast prestidigitation just on like where I am and like cause my hands to warm up or something in that area?
Can I get
Does it cause the
can I get
necrotic damage to go out further?
Can I get an intelligence check from you?
Yes, you can. 1 second. What is it? Not amazing. I got a 14.
A 14. Can I get another Constitution saving throw?
Sure. Ooh, I got a Constitution saving throw. I got a 9.
A 9. As you are in this field and you just use prestidigitation, warm your hands up like you've done many cold nights. But as you cast it, your hands burst into fire as you take 6 points of fire damage before the spell just subsides. And as you do that, you notice just a small pulse emanating from that rock, almost as if it's somehow messing with your arcane power.
Shake my hands out. Ow!
And all of you inside the cart see the spurt of flame that sort of just poofs from Zen's hands before she starts like waving them.
You okay over there?
Lost in thought.
You might want to get out of there.
Is it? So it's this rock. The energy around it is not good, right?
It's
Or
not
is
that
it
it's
just a
not
rock?
good. It is. There is just unrestrained arcane energy imbued into the inside of this rock. That's what those blue cracks and pulses are coming.
How it's a huge though. It's right. It's
Oh,
like a
yeah.
huge ass rush. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's probably about a good 15 feet wide and probably about a good 20 feet high at its highest point. It looks like something just uprooted just a large segment of earth and just launched it into the sky.
Hey, Danny, can I ask you a favor?
What is it?
Do you have anything bludgeoning in your bag?
Yes.
Can I borrow it?
No.
Why?
I don't want to get it destroyed.
I won't destroy it, and even if I can,
I literally
have the-
saw your hands catch fire.
I have the power of time, and I can rewind it.
I saw what you did the last time you did that, and it didn't work. It made it worse.
No, it just rewinds the effects of like what happened to it, so I can always.
Yeah,
just fix
it was
And I have
15 feet
mending,
out, and now it's 30 feet out.
and I can mend it. It's fine. Please. just
No,
literally-
stop messing with it.
Oh my god! Not even like a hammer or anything. Out of all the crap that you carry in your bag.
The bag that's still with Belvedere.
I
Oh.
have my smith tools if you need a hammer.
Yeah, I just want to chisel off a small part of this and put it in my bag. That's all.
Okay. I have smith tools and tinker's tools. I don't
Okay. You
know
can
whichever
you can
one
give
is
her
better, but
you can give her a hammer and chisel out of your smith tools.
I just want like literally like a piece like that big.
Okay. Zen,
Yeah.
gonna need a couple things from you here.
Okay.
As you get closer to this rock, I am going to need a Constitution saving throw.
Sure.
Give you guidance.
Oh, thank you. Guidance is a what?
D4 or unless it's higher.
D4 to an ability check. So if
No,
you have
s-
to make an ability check, then
Not to the save.
Oh, gotcha. So I got a. You said Constitution. I got a
Save.
17.
A 17. All right, you're going to take 7 points of necrotic damage as you get closer to this rock. You can
Okay.
feel just like the torrent of untapped arcane energy inside this rock, but you're able to get close enough. You
Okay.
bring the chisel and hammer up to it, and you begin to try to chisel a little bit away. Can I? Okay, I'm going to ask: are you proficient in tinker or smithing tools? No. Okay, can I get a? I'll let you choose. You can
Okay.
either give me an Arcana or Survival check. Either
Oh,
one will be
Arcana for
made at
sure.
disadvantage.
No problem. Arcana. Here we go. I got a 17.
and you can add the D4 to this.
Oh,
since it's an
yeah.
ability check.
Oh, got a 4. So that's 21.
You set the hammer up. You go to, you set the chisel up, and you go to strike it, and you stop. You know that if you strike this in the wrong way, you could be technically detonating a arcane bomb in the area. It is at this moment, it is too, it's too reactive.
Sure.
Not a good idea.
If I hit it in the wrong way.
Yeah, if you were to strike this in the wrong way, you have a chance of just releasing all of that stored wild arcane energy, that unfiltered, uncontrolled arcane energy out into the area.
Can I get an idea of what my odds are at all from that?
Probably 70-30.
Okay. You guys want to move the spider just a bit away? It's a bit, maybe a bit further away. I'm
Are you
gonna
gonna
just
do the
attempt
thing?
it. I'm just gonna attempt it.
Danielle just gets
Wonderful.
out of the spider.
I'm here to support you, and I give you Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Since it's the first use of Bardic Inspiration for the day, instead of a D8, it's a D10.
Oh
Also-
shit. Okay.
Have
Also-
you...
That's fine.
Also, you're pretty smart in where you can
chisel it, right? So flash of genius as well.
What does that give me?
I forgot.
D8
One sec.
Plus 3, I think.
plus 3
Uh,
plus 4
+4 because it's +4.
plus 4.
Because it's your proficiency, right?
Yeah.
No, it's the intelligence modifier.
Proficiency is-
It's
oh, okay.
it's intelligence modifier to the roll. All right.
Yeah,
so it's
it's
plus
+4.
So you have a +4 to the roll, and then you can add a D10 onto it. I need a survival check at disadvantage.
Okay. Okay. I got a 13 was my lowest, but the other one was a 14. And then I got a 0.
That's a 10.
So that's a 23 plus 4. That's 27.
27. Can I get one more Constitution saving throw from you
Sure thing.
at disadvantage?
Oh, yep, sure. 5. Wait. 4. Wait, no. You know what? Can I re-roll that? Because
You have luck, don't you?
I do. It's much better. So it was a 15 and a 13. So 13 plus 2 is a 15. Gotta get rid of one of the lucks.
I'll use my reaction to use a charge of my con ring to give you a +3 to that roll.
Oh, cool. So that's an 18.
I don't think I have enough
Oh wait, no,
dice
I'm
for this.
stupid. I'm stupid.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
What is it, Warhammer dice, where you got a bunch of D6s?
No,
Uh-oh.
these are 12s.
Ah.
Then what did you get?
I got 13 plus 2 is 15. I got an 18.
All of you and Regalia 1. I need Constitution saving throws from you as well.
Okay.
I told him to move back further.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah.
Okay.
We're all in this together.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance. Everyone was just gonna start roll. Everyone was like talking. So
Hmm.
okay.
I could say everybody, like, you were able to move Regalia 1 back 60 feet. If that's what you want to do.
Yes.
Okay. So in that sense, you guys don't need to make a save.
Oh, thank God! I rolled a 4.
I did say that I got out of Regalia. So I did not go with the spider.
Why?
Because I said I got out.
Well, you could have walked back, hidden behind one of the leggies.
How fast is your vehicle?
I don't know.
What is the base speed of the vehicle?
They were able to move Regalia 1 back 60 feet before this happened. But even if you wanted to move as well, you could.
Alright, I'm just asking what the base speed was. I wasn't saying that.
Regalia 1's base speed is 60 feet.
Okay, so faster than me. Yeah, I'd say I would have gotten with him. Yeah.
Okay. So then you don't have to roll.
Okay.
So it's only Zen. God, I need to add this up. Okay. Zen, what did you make for the save?
An 18.
An 18. So, with the confidence of a student of the Rinsera Magical Academy,
Nope.
you decide, fuck it, it's time for science. Set that hammer up, or that chisel up, hammer it once, and there's this audible ting as you see the chisel punch into the one of the cracks in this rock, and then you can just feel the reverberation from the strike as the cracks begin to light up, and before you can react, it just explodes in a torrent of just arcane energy, and you just feel it just rip through you as you take 51 points of damage.
Okay.
How far does she fly?
Probably my lifeless body goes, well, not dead, but yeah,
So,
I'm back.
like all of you, like you're at 0 now, huh?
Yeah.
You see her strike it, and then there's just this bright flash of light as
Shit.
everything within probably a good 40 feet of that rock as it explodes is pretty much vaporized, as any living plant life is gone. The earth around it is just charred black, and you see Zen's body sort of just like roll up to like the lip of the edge, just burnt and charred and just motionless.
Just
And that
goes
whereas we
over.
are ending for the week.
No, but I had a thing. I can fix her.
Did you though?
Can
you fix Zen?
Yeah, well, okay, maybe not. I can fix her problem right now. I can fix this problem right now.
Well, you're gonna have to wait until next time.
Okay, no problem. No
No
problem.
problem. No
All
problem.
good.
No
Still
problem at all.
alive.
You're gonna be fine.
Still alive. Gonna learn from this.
Before we
Yeah,
go
you're
though,
gonna come
Zen,
back from this.
before we go, Zen, I need you to roll me a death saving throw, but don't say it out loud. Send it to me in DMs.
Okay.
And just mark it down on your sheet if it's a success or failure.
Yeah, that conversation earlier about like, hey, how do you do your time turner thing? So, in case you go down, that seemed like set up for the.
No worries. No worries.
All right,
Okay. Cool.
but that's a cliffhanger to end on.
It was getting a little quiet. It's getting just a tad.
Things were getting a
quiet
little
up in
too
here.
chummy around here.
Yeah.
There's not enough blood, not enough death.
But that will
I don't
do
want
it.
anybody to get mad at me because Danny, you touched a mannequin.
Fair.
And
But-
Zafira, you put on gloves that turn you into a dragon, and you opened up a box that turned you into a vampire.
Chloe's
Yeah.
currently holding on to the control stick for all the slot.
Yeah, and Chloe, you had that ring that you put on where they were tracking you. So I don't want to hear a single thing.
I've done nothing wrong in my whole life.
So that is going to do it for us today. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If this is your first time here, this is not the only show that we do. Normally coming up later on tonight, we would have an episode of Vigilance 6, which is our superhero game, but that is currently on hiatus as we've got a couple people who are away at the moment. Though from the text messages that I have gotten, we will be back to the normal V6 schedule the next time we're here in 2 weeks. As next week here on Saturday will be another episode of The Downfall of Propriety, which is our Bridgerton inspired mini adventure that is run by Malls. Coming up here on Monday, we are going to have another episode of Destiny Forged, which is our longest running show here on the channel, currently in our 4th campaign. I believe there is no Tortor this week. Need to find what I need to find the stuff. Let's see. No, there is a tour this week. So on Tuesday, we will have another episode of Star Wars Tales of the Outer Rim, which is a Star Wars game run by Tiltbot. Coming up on Thursday, we will have another episode of Tricorn Isles, which is another 5th edition game that I run. Alternating Thursdays, we have Mass Effect Horizons, which is a Mass Effect 5th edition run mod that is run by Zorro. And like I said, next Saturday, we'll be doing the Downfall of Propriety, meaning we will be back here, I believe, was it the 22nd? For WiWa?
24th.
24th.
The 24th. So yeah, we will be back here on Withered Wastes on the 24th. But for now, we are going to head on out. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you later.